We can put on our voices.
Hey.
Someone wants to talk.
All right. Well, welcome, guys.
What?
I'm getting my backpack messed up.
Why in the hell is... I'm just kidding. Close the door on your way out.
We're just getting pairings up right now, and we're going to start streaming some Legacy.
Yes,
so,
we are going to do that thing.
Happy Friday the 13th, everyone.
Yeah. Anyone who has triskaidekaphobia probably isn't joining us, so...
Unfortunately.
It's okay.
Legacy staple, triskaidekaphobia.
We tried convincing several people to play it in their decks, at least to one of in the sideboard. And I almost handed out my food chain deck, and I should have snuck a copy of triskaidekaphobia in it just because. So... Hey, we're going to watch Max on camera. He came in and was like, so...
What do I play?
Yeah, what do I play? Do I play Blue-Black Reanimator or do I play Mono-Red Stompy? And we're like, obviously the dragons. Play with the dragons, they're more fun. No! Oh, Kyre's on stream, okay.
Repairing, okay.
Oh, Alton's on stream as well. Alton is playing Red-White Painter. And Remy's on his, good old standby. You can see Remy's deck on camera, not on camera quite yet, but he's over there. Matt without a hat again.
Matt without a hat again.
Guess
God,
what?
I gotta remember to bring a hat.
I am looking into printing hats for Paragon.
Oh,
so we'll have.
I'll rock that. Yeah.
And or this company, NAGEPZ, that brand. I found all of my old Illustrator files for it.
Nice.
So I can go and actually reprint a lot of this stuff.
That's great.
And the Monkey King shirt that Kyre doesn't have, I can probably get him printed.
Awesome. Parallel universe, yes. Parallel universe, Matt.
Parallel universe, Brian, where he's not wearing PCG gear.
Just have to switch it up a little bit so you guys, you don't get too used to it.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta expand the range a little bit.
Exactly.
No.
Just like your new Legacy deck preferences.
Exactly.
Which we were talking about, but we still haven't finished the discussion of. So we're going to be talking about kind of what we see as our places in the meta because both of our decks have been changed.
Yeah.
One of them, irretrievably, is gone from the meta.
It's not irretrievable, but it's going to take a lot of time to figure out
what makes it.
I 3-2'd with a Probliss list.
Interesting.
On Moto, and another person also streamed in 3-2'd League with Doomsday.
So Doomsday is not dead and gone.
So Doomsday's gone a lot more towards Ant style. So you're playing a lot more fast mana effects. You're playing Cabal rituals and stuff like that. And,
okay. So you build up a ton of mana, make a Doomsday pile, drop to the rest of your deck, and have a Tendrils or something.
Yeah, either that or you're trying to just Past in Flames them or something like that. So.
Okay.
So that's kind of the way that you're running it with Infernal Tutors, but yeah, Doomsday will find a way. It'll just take a lot of time.
It's like it's like the deep sea creatures.
All right.
It's in the deep sea of Legacy at the very bottom.
What do we want to watch here? This is Remy and
Let's
Alton.
do Remy and Alton because we don't get to see them very often. And thank you to our front of the store staff, Austin, who is a Sneak and Show player, who's like, oh, I'm so glad I started building Sneak and Show before the ban. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. He did win. But he got the lists from everyone.
I'm assuming Remy's on Tez.
He is on Tezzerator, and Alton is on Red-White Painter, actually. So
awesome.
That'll be... It says Mono Red, but he's on Red-White Painter. He is on Imperial Painter. And Alton is actually pretty decent at this deck. He's kind of a combo player as is, likes to be a little bit off the wall. Hasn't really updated it since the changes, but, I mean, Imperial Painter hasn't changed since 2011, so... When Painter Servant was printed in Shadowmoor, they're like, "Okay, this is Imperial Painter from here or for time and all eternity," and that is how it has been. You guys see your rant on Discord with Breitling at like $50? I did not see that rant. I'm gonna actually pull it up on my phone right here. How have you guys been liking the new Discord? New Discord discussions. Seeing what's happening now, $38 is the cheapest copy of Breitling Wow, Card Kingdom and SCG are both sold out. Jeez. You can still get a box for a rare, not even a mythic. It's worth almost half that. Jeez. Yeah, Brightling's worth half a box of Battle Bond. Feels irresponsible not to open it. Dude, the Abyss playmat that Remy has is sick.
It's a really cool playmat.
Oh man, he knows how to responsibly have a playmat. Wait, Brightlink is a mythic? That's stupid. Okay. So there's two $40 mythics, two $15 mythics, and two $10 mythics, and all I open are Mycosynth Lattices and Nikana. I'm sorry, Jorgensen. Sometimes being irresponsible is fun, though. Okay. Blue-black Delver.
That's the call.
Interesting.
Delver.
That's interesting. So Josh Carson was a blue-red Delver player for a long time. We'll have to go and watch that here in a sec.
Yeah.
But it looks like Remy already has a Tezzeret Agent of Boss in play. He stopped Alton from getting a Painter Servant online. But it looks like Alton does have the Ensnaring Bridge down and a Grindstone in his hand. So he's got a portion of the combo. Man, Force Pitch Force. That's one way to do it.
Here's a second Painter coming down. And it looks like there's a Grindstone to go with it. And Engineered Explosives in hand for Remy is going to have to take out one of the combo pieces this turn.
He has that Engineered Explosives.
It looks like Transmute Artifact as well.
Yeah, the Mythic Rarity has done a lot to really impact the metagame. Or the box cracking and metagames in general.
Sure.
Well, we're looking for Thopter Sword.
All right. Well, Thopter Foundry it is.
Okay, that's not a Sword of the Meek right there, but it is a playable artifact. Yeah.
Here comes a Blood Moon.
That's the way to start it.
And yeah, won't shut everything off. Remy does have access to Basic Island and Signet, so is able to cast spells. Also has that Mox, so
yeah,
it's probably not the worst at this point.
He doesn't gain a life there because it is a mountain.
True. Tez don't care about no Blood Moon. Yeah, I agree, Jorgensen. So Tez finds a Baleful Strix. And he's up to 6 counters. And Tez is... The good thing about Tez here is Tez really doesn't care about that Ensnaring Bridge either. So...
Pretty much no.
If Remy can get out an assortment of artifacts to the tune of enough to...
Well, literally all he has to do is transmute artifact.
Right.
Get a sword and get Thopter Sword going.
Yep. And just make sure Alton keeps cards in his hand.
Well, and Alton doesn't even... Like, it shouldn't matter. Just
the fact that they're artifacts. The tokens are artifacts, aren't they? So Tezolt can kill?
I don't know what's... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Tezolt can kill.
Yeah.
Hi, Veritable CVN. Nice to see you.
The Chris Van Neater. No, it's not Chris Van. Chris Van Neater. But I don't know. Sorry, I don't know who you are, but you are Veritable at whatever it is that you are.
Here comes that sword.
Well, Alton really wants to get a Painter's Servant.
Very quickly, but notably, even if he does, he won't have enough mana to activate the same turn.
Not immediately.
He's 1 mana short. There's a
Enlightened Tutor.
An Enlightened Tutor that cannot be cast currently because all of Alton's lands are only mountains.
Yes. Very unfortunate.
So we're going to see some sword activations here from Remy.
Remy keeps thinking of his lands as not mountains. Chris Van Neater. I think there would be 2 E's before the T in Chris Van Meter. Well, I guess never mind. I mean, they spell it funny in the Netherlands.
So 3, 4,
Carrier
5,
in the U.S. Navy
6,
designation
7.
for aircraft carrier is CVN. There you go. Nice. That is a wonderful tag to have. Veritable CVN is a veritable carrier. He's tap 3, right?
Yeah, should be 3.
Oh, he exiled his.
Oh, yeah, he exiled the Spirit Guide. Okay.
Yep.
So we're doing some sword.
So yeah, he's sacking the sword so he can attack for 3.
Yep.
I think that's what he's doing. You were very proud of yourself when you came up with it. I'm glad. You should be.
3, 4, 5.
I bet your mom was proud of you too.
7 artifacts currently. He can get to 10 artifacts here. That should be plenty to kill.
I need to come up with a better handle other than JBA 734.
Yeah, you do.
It's getting old now. I need to be proud of myself like veritable carrier.
So here comes the Tezold. And
how many is that?
That should be lethal.
That is Mini Muchmusen right there.
All right.
Alton's like, okay, I'm dead. Well, there you go. That's one way to do it.
Remy takes the first game.
I feel like Remy has an advantage pre-board because he's got access to Forcible. Post-board, Alton has Pyroblast and Red Elemental Blast and all that. I mean, he has it main board, but he's got even more access to it.
Both matches are shuffling right now, so we'll keep it here.
Who do you think won on the backup cam?
I think Blue-Black Delver got there looking at life totals.
Well, it looks like there's Lightning Bolts in this Blue-Black Delver list, so...
Yeah, I wonder if it's more Grixis. Maybe it's Blue-Black's Flash Red for Bolt, but I don't know. Interesting.
Why would you play it without Young Pyromancer?
Maybe it's Blue-Red, and someone wrote it down wrong. May it look like a B.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll find out.
We will know. Look, all handles are equal. It's how you use them. How many players do we have tonight? They put the start time where the players normally goes. We will let you guys know. I think we are in low 20s.
Something like that, I think.
We have 2 pods of draft going. Like 38 modern players. $16 legacy players.
16 legacy.
I'm surprised. I thought it was more for some reason.
Well, I know we had a couple legacy players that kind of switched what they were doing in a second, so...
Switched to draft.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. So 2 pods, 32. I mean, that puts us right in the 70s, maybe 80s.
Yeah.
For how many players we have today, just for FNM things. The entire back row of our store is taken up by Commander players, so that's about 15 Commander players. So, yeah, it's looking pretty good. All I hear is you have too many people playing Inferior Magic. Jurgensen now gets to take out his views on Inferior Magic on channels in our Discord.
Yeah. As he should. As he should.
Well, as long as you are condescending and respectful, I don't know if you can do both of those things though. So is that Shockland a Shockland or is it a playtest card for a duel? It is actually a Shockland. He's playing with Shocklands in his deck. He says, I don't care about my life total. I did offer him my plateau.
So Shocklands for the sake of Shocklands.
Yes.
You know,
he wants to prove the fact that he is above dual lands. Oh, you muted all those channels. Okay. So Remy and Alton are about to get started. We're kind of watching as Kyra is making a mulligan decision, I think. And Josh is certainly looks like Josh won game 1. Because Kyrie's going first. But I really want to see his hand and be like...
That's looking pretty blue-ready to me.
Yeah, let's see if he gets an underground C here.
Yeah, that's like all blue-red.
Yep. Josh is on blue-red. Someone wrote it down wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, on the backup match it is blue-red Delver versus Punishing Loam. And it's Josh Carson up a game. I'm surprised Kyra had a really slow start there. But Josh leads off with a Delver. Well, let's zoom in on the Alton Remy match.
Looks like we're back at it. Alton leading things off. 4 mana in play to start. Cracks 3 looks like for an Imperial Recruiter.
Yeah.
That's probably going to fetch
Painter
Servant.
Yeah, especially with what he's got in his hand, the Grindstone.
Yeah. I mean, depending on what he had in hand, if he had a Painter Servant in hand, maybe it gets something spicy like a
Jaya Ballard or something.
Jaya Ballard or a Goblin.
Rabblemaster? No. Welder.
Yeah,
Goblin Welder.
Yeah. Something like that. I don't know. He might have some sideboard cards that are also fetchable.
Yeah.
But we're just going to see, do you have it here? Didn't force the Imperial Painter. It's going to let the Grindstone resolve. We do see that Remy has Force in hand. Probably saving it for that Painter.
Jorgensen almost out-timed us.
Yep.
For that. Almost.
So many Magic card names, man.
There are.
You get them in your head and you're like, oh, what's that one card? And you're thinking about it.
Go
and
through
you're like,
all of them.
I know exactly what the card does. And like all
No. I was saying Crux of Fate today in the Brawl Discord, and I'm like, oh, that stupid foil Crux of Fate that I have to have. No, I meant Nexus of Fate, which is the instant speed one, which is silly in Brawl. That card is silly in Brawl.
Crux of Fate. Crux of Fate. What does that do?
It's from
5 mana.
It's the 5 mana, either dragons or non-dragons.
Yeah.
From Fate Reforged.
Yeah. Delay is real, yeah. Jorgensen, we know that you're on top of it.
Free the chat.
So here comes a Force.
Pitches Tezzeret the Seeker. That's interesting. Now, I know Remy hasn't updated for the 2019, and he's definitely not playing the new Tezzeret, which I think is excellent in that deck, at least as a one-of. But
be a little interesting. So Remy had to pitch that as his only blue card left in hand. Lays down the sword, passes turn.
Yeah, and Alton, I mean, could potentially play a Simian Spirit Guide and just start attacking.
Looks like there's a... Is that a Shattering Spree?
Moses the Coot. I'm glad you came as well. Tez is excellent. Shattering Spree. No, I
couldn't tell what that red card was.
I don't think
if it was... Well, here's the thing. If it was a Red Blast, he would have Red Blasted.
Yeah, I thought it was Simian Spirit Guide.
Didn't look like a Shattering Guide to me.
But you're going to shatter the Thopter Foundry, not the sword, because shattering the sword
doesn't do anything. Shattering the sword doesn't do anything. You'd probably go after 2 mana sources here if you were going to go that way.
The channels that only have the 1 second delay are usually not affiliates.
That's a Shattering
Spree. 1, 2. There you go.
There you go.
That turns off a lot of mana. Wow.
Yep. So Remy down to 3 mana.
They are partners, not affiliates. They usually have to be a partner to have that fast of a thing. Shattering Spree is like a $16 sideboard card.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it gets reprinted and returned to Ravnica. Yeah, Tez is up a game. Tez got a very good game 1.
All right, so this will do a little bit. Is able to return an artifact land to the top of library with Academy Ruins, or he's looking at the...
I think you get the Baleful Strix.
He's looking at the Strix.
Yeah, because it's essentially
I'd be really tempted to get that Strix.
Because you can hook it up. You can... I mean, Alton isn't showing any sort of clock yet.
I suppose you can do the Strix next turn, and that might be Remy's thinking.
Well, what Alton's doing is he's just going to mill him.
Yeah.
And he hit a Karn. Ooh. Yeah, so...
Karn not castable yet, but would have been good to get.
There's a Force of Will in his hand, so... Hey, there's a Red Blast.
Yep. We know the other card is another Grindstone.
Mm-hmm.
So both players just kind of in GIMP mode here, waiting to see who can draw out of it first, you know.
Exactly. Alton's just going to mill.
Right, Grindstone. Mill a couple cards. There's a land and a Force of Will.
Yes.
This is the fairest of Grindstones.
And Alton just keeps drawing Red Blasts. I mean...
It's doing work, though. Keeping Remy off of being able to put cards on the top of his deck.
Yeah.
Hitting some lands, too. Some really good hits for Alton.
Pretty consistently. It's Alton's greatest hits, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
He's released several albums up until this point, but none of them came to you like this before.
Oh, man. Two more Grindstones enter the battlefield.
If Remy draws an Engineered Explosives, you're going to feel really bad.
Yeah. That seems a little aggressive, putting both out there. You don't even have enough mana to activate 2 at the moment.
Yeah, I mean...
I could see putting a second one out, but...
Now he can activate 2.
Yeah. But the third, ooh.
Sorcerer's Spyglass, well...
I wonder what he's going to name. Do you think he names Grindstone?
Yeah, it looks like he named Grindstone.
I think he's going to name Grindstone.
That's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Tess has $1,000 sideboard cards. Yeah, it does. Yeah. How many times do you have to sub for us to get partner? It's not about you subbing, actually. We have to get an average of 75 viewers over the previous 30 days. So we've got everything else. We just need to get an average of 75 viewers. So what you need to do, instead of only subbing to us, you need to sub to us and get all of your friends to come and sub to us and keep watching us.
So that Spyglass was huge. And this is also going to be pretty big here. It looks like it's going to be a Chalice on 2.
Yeah, that's pretty bad for Alton. I do not think this game is going to go in his favor. I'm just going to say that now.
Yeah, things switched around very quickly here.
Especially with that Shattering Spree in his graveyard.
Yeah.
Now it's not completely over. Alton could draw a Painter Servant, name blue, and then burn it and fire off.
Yeah.
You have no friends. Dragon said, I didn't say they had to be... did I say friends? I meant literally anyone. Force them to follow and watch us.
Ooh,
if you're a Russian hacker, I might be okay with it. No, don't do that.
Witchbane Orb? Is that what that is?
I believe that is
Witchbane Orb.
Wow.
Okay.
They are both going deep. They are 110% right now. Both of them. I mean, Remy just had to draw the lands, which is what he did.
There's a Padim.
Ooh, that is a thing. Red Elemental Blast.
Yeah.
Got him. You turn on your alerts and just run this on the background of your phone if you're at work. That'd be wonderful. That'd help us a lot, actually. Also, if anyone has their Prime subscriptions up, definitely sub us.
Okay, so that is a way that Alton could start thinking about getting back into this game. It's not going to be an immediate thing, but Wear Tear in hand for Alton. He has to get rid of
the Chalice first. The Chalice on
the
2,
Chalice,
right? Because Wear costs 2.
Yeah, or find a way to fuse it together.
Fine, yeah, someone gets an enchantment into play.
Right.
This is where Nyx Fit was made. Actually, Nyx Fit was a deck well before we popularized it.
This is where Nyx Fit was popularized.
This is where it was popularized and hit the mainstream. So we played it, then Seth and Caleb D both played it, and Wishbane is the tech. And now we've been kind of playing around with the Arena Erector. Dang near killed her. So, we'll be streaming some more of that. Bryce and I will be doing a lot of that. We'll see what Kyre's up to. He's been very busy getting some other projects done for us on the side, but his time will hopefully be clearing up sometime this fall, and we'll get back to a lot more of that MTGO streaming.
For sure.
And I've got some other players who want to come in and stream with me for some other stuff.
JC Comrade, thanks for the follow.
Yeah. I hope that's JC Tao. That would be wonderful. He is a very... He, his wife, and child are all wonderful people. But he specifically is a fun person.
So Chalice on 1 coming down, and that's going to stop all those Red Blasts and the like.
I forgot entirely that he couldn't cast his Painter Servant while that Chalice was on 2.
Oh, yeah.
I totally forgot that.
Can't cast that. And the hardest thing here is going to be, like, the only way I can see Alton getting out of this at all.
Oh, the Chalice is countered.
Yeah, that Chalice is going to be countered, huh? Yeah, you guys are right. So that Chalice is countered. Good catch, Chad. Good catch. Good catch.
I've done that to myself before.
I've done that to myself before, too.
Yeah. We're doing great tonight. I mean, we're over 30 people already coming in and watching us. This is round 1, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And as far as me personally, I've been having a great day. I spent pretty much the entire day with my daughter, which can get, she has a bundle of energy, and I was kind of tired this morning, so it was a little annoying, but it's a lot of fun to spend time with my daughter, so I've been having a good day.
That's good, yeah.
What about you, Matt?
I've been having a good day, too, but in a different way. Just been working a lot on building a new patio in the backyard, so
nice.
It's about halfway done.
Nice. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Dude, is it going to be 3 season or just open air patio or?
Open.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll have to come check it out.
Some barbecues and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll
absolutely.
Barbecue it up.
I'm actually supposed to be planning something for the 24th of July or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Coming soon.
We're only 2 weeks away. I may bring the fire pit here, and we just play Legacy and then have a late night fire pit.
That'd be great.
That would actually be a lot of fun.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Magic and barbecue.
Yeah. That'd be sweet.
All right, here comes the rarely ever hard cast Simian Spirit Guide.
At least in Imperial Painter. I know in a lot of Mono Red Snappy decks, it's actually frequently cast. It's
Very
one of
true.
your best win cons.
Very true. Honestly, the only way I see Alton really getting this to work, because really that's only getting in for 1 damage a turn. Effectively.
Yeah.
The only way that Alton's going to get out of this is with a very quick Shattering Spree.
Yes.
Like if he has a second Shattering Spree. So we're going to see a Force try to hit this Red Blast.
But Alton only draws Red Blasts.
Yeah, pretty much. So Tez would have been a really good thing for Remy to land, but
yeah,
not
that would have been excellent. But when you're playing against that many Red Blasts, it's
very hard. Yeah.
So remind me what Witchbane Orb does really quick.
So Witchbane Orb gives you hexproof.
Okay.
It removes all of the curses attached to you.
Okay.
And I can't remember if it does anything beyond that.
I think that might be the end of it.
We'll pull it up.
Okay. We could set Kyra's car on fire. That's about the same thing. Do we know if Remy plays Whir of Invention? I don't believe he does. I'm a huge fan of Whir of Invention in Brawl. Yep, that's all it does.
That's all
Destroy
it does.
all curses attached to you, and you have hexproof. I guess Remy doesn't want to lose to a certain deck called Nyx Fit that plays a lot of curses.
Right.
But that's why you play Eureka and Arena Rectors, so that you don't have to win with curses, and you just win with Ugin and or Karn and or everything else.
All right, so now that Chalice comes down, this one on 3 instead of 1, and getting countered, so that's good.
I'm like,
and that that Spirit Guide will get countered by the. And here we have a Karn, which cannot be Red Blasted or Pyroblasted.
yeah, at least while there, not while there's a
No painter in play.
no painter in play.
Yeah. Make a construct, and it's going to be a big one.
Jeez.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
It looks like.
Yeah, that is 9. Ooh. Well, I think Alton's leaving back a blocker. I think that's the case.
At 9 life, you think that's
I think that's how you do
the
it.
case?
Say this Goblin Welder. Maybe.
Karn pumping out 10/10s over here next turn.
Karn and Tez Raider. So when Kyra finished Tez Raider, he was all excited about it. He's like, yeah, I'm going to play Karn. It's great in this. Hasn't played Tez Raider since, the week that he built it.
And he did great in that tournament, too, I believe.
I think he played 2 tournaments with it.
4-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he did excellent with the Karn fodder.
So that's going to be game. So Remy takes that match.
Yeah.
And let's see if we've got another match to switch over to here.
Yeah.
Looks like we do. So
Something's happening.
Let's transition over.
So I assume this is game 3. It looks like Kyra came back in the last one. But it's a well-developed game 3.
We got 2 Flip Delvers and a Monastery Swift Spear coming in. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, it is.
If so an Abrupt Decay is going to take care of one of the Flip Delvers.
It wasn't very slow. It was quite abrupt.
Yeah.
I'm channeling Bryce today because he almost wanted to cast.
Slamming the brakes hard.
It's like, no, I will only take 5 damage this turn from your creatures. Okay. And Remy and Alton are on the backup screen, just kind of talking out what's going on, talking out that match.
All right. So we think that this is game 3.
I believe it's game 3. Now there could be some number of wastelands that have happened, but I don't think that we watched an entire match of
probably not
what was going on over there.
I'd say you're probably right.
Yeah, I would hope so. You can take it off, studio.
Definitely 2 very different looking turn 2 boards. I agree, Jorgensen.
Yeah.
So, and this is definitely a spot where 4-color Loam can stumble. Is the early game with fast pressure being applied, especially if there's no turn 1 Chalice of the Void or something along those likes to deal with things. Punishing Fire is a really strong card in the matchup.
Oh yeah.
So it's good to see that Kyra has one in hand ready to go.
And there is a Grove of the Burnwolves, so he'll be able to set up some more stuff off of it here. If he can get Josh running cards out of his hand so that this, whatever it's called, what's that thing called? Monastery Swift Spear.
Yeah.
Can get Punishing Fire.
For sure.
Because for right now, it's doing a damage turn, which isn't the fastest clock, but it's also not terribly slow. There we go. Mox Diamond.
And there's just so many troublesome cards in this matchup, I think, for Kyra, that it's a really tough matchup. Like,
certainly.
Price of Progress is a scary card.
Yep. Yep.
This Liliana is going to be able to clear a Swift Spear probably, but counter magic is always a bit of an issue.
Well, I think Kyra's trying to decide here if he wants
He's thinking for the Knight.
The Knight to get countered or the Liliana to get countered. Should Josh have a Force of Will, which it looks like he doesn't.
It looks like Josh has. I can't quite tell if that's a Submerge or if that's a Hydroblast, but
I think it's a Hydroblast. I don't know. It looks like
that's a Submerge.
Yep, that is a card.
Submerge will return the Knight.
Okay, so that makes Swift Spear a
2/3 currently.
Now, Kyra does have a Forest in play.
Smash to Smithereens. Ooh. And again, just more brutal cards that Josh is able to play.
Just 3. Yeah, so you're at 6. Good job, Kyra. Now he swings in for 3.
Down to 3.
Yeah, that is some powerful magics going on.
That's rough, yeah. Josh down to 1 card in hand. Kyra looking for a red source so he can rebuy Punishing Fire. Doesn't look like he's going to have access to one.
He could have rebought Punishing Fire at the end of turn there.
Could have.
And didn't.
Could have.
And would have been able to probably kill this Swift Spear.
Might be worried about just another spell in hand, though.
Yes.
And, with it being a ground creature, it could be blocked. Looks like another smash is going to get the game.
No, that was price progress.
Or price, excuse
But
me.
it was just exactly the card you were talking
Yeah,
about
exactly.
that Kyra has to be scared of. And
Exactly.
It was 4 damage plus the 2 from the prowess. And so
Yeah, way too much damage. So Josh takes that match.
See,
2-1.
I honestly think, yeah, if I were in Kyra's spot, I think playing the Liliana there was the correct play. We do have hindsight right now, but even still,
It's definitely tough. Like the knight would have been able to block.
yes.
So
And I can see Kyra's line. I don't think it's wrong. I think it's just different, and it just lined up poorly against Josh. But I think I would have played the Liliana. That's how I would have done it. Yeah. So Josh wins it.
round 1 in
He
the books.
had double black the turn before. So instead of playing the knight when Josh had the submerge. Yeah. Once the diamond got destroyed, he lost the double black, which is unfortunate. So let's talk more about decks you've been playing. So you've gotten a 3-2 with a Doomsday.
Yeah.
And then you've been playing Esper.
Yeah, I've been playing a little bit of Esper Stoneblade. I haven't run it through a league yet. I've mainly been running it just in like the practice room and stuff like that, and trying to see if it's even something that I feel like playing in the future. And it has some okay moments, right? But it has these moments too where it just feels like a really bad mid-range deck.
Yeah.
And
Where you're like, why aren't I playing Death and Taxes, essentially?
yeah, exactly. Like so I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I think I want to try out some more combo-based strategies and go from there. But
So have you gotten back to Cephalid Breakfast yet?
I haven't. It does get a little bit better now that Deathrite Shaman is banned.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be worth taking a look at because I do like the deck. But finding and figuring out what to do and how to test it and all that, and then
I mean, we have it built online, so we can definitely try it again.
we could try.
one of these times.
We could try. We'll see. I have a feeling it's probably not going to be good enough, but you never know.
I mean, Jeff Hoogland has played it. He played it during the Deathrite era.
Yeah,
So-
but that's Jeff.
The Hoogle Boogles, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of the metagame right now? Where do you think it's at? Do you think the challenge that we had was indicative? Do you think SCJ Worcester this weekend with the team, the team constructed is going to show us more of what's going on? Like, do you think we'll know what the legacy seat should be in time for the Pro Tour?
Oh, definitely. I think definitely there's going to be a lot of things that get fleshed out in the next month or so. People are going to really figure out like what's good, what's not good. We're just waiting on the data really at this point to get to that spot. So
I mean, we've got like 4 challenges before then. So.
right, like big tournaments coming up, the legacy challenges online, the SCG team.
There's 2 team constructed back to back.
So those are both things to look forward to as places to get points of data from.
Seriously.
And then there's a bunch of people
Boo, metagame.
streaming online and stuff like that.
And Jorgensen supports the Cephalid Breakfast stream.
I have played against Bizarro recently. I know Hackbird's probably not here, but I have been playing against. I've seen it online.
Bizarro
I've
is
seen
cute. Yeah.
It's like weird tin fins. And you're like, okay, have fun.
It was the time that I was playing for Leyland of the Void in the sideboard of Blue Green Food Chain.
Yeah.
And it was like,
I have a funny Bizarro match.
Okay.
So I was on Doomsday at the time.
okay.
I was running Telemann Performance in the sideboard.
Mm-hmm.
So
You love that
Burning
card.
Wish for Telemann Performance.
Okay.
Get a Gristlebrand from their deck. And they still managed to kill me.
Wow. Wow. Cephalid Breakfast is sweet.
Cephalid Breakfast is really sweet. I do like the deck.
That like seriously
That's why I
going
played
back
a
that
long
far
time
in the
ago.
game.
Like,
Yeah. And it's like it's not even a hard deck to build,
yeah,
right? Let me see.
yeah. It can't be that hard.
Let me pull up our copy of it. Let's see if I can.
Although I was thinking about like other variants of that as well. Like, do you remember the old Life deck from old Extended?
Like the Well-Wisher deck?
No. So you play the Encore creatures,
Okay.
and you play like Dare Spiritualist and another one that gets bonus to toughness whenever it gets targeted.
Yeah.
So you target a million times.
And then you
Then
flip
you
its
cast-
power and toughness, right?
Nope.
Oh.
Then you cast Worthy Cause
Okay.
and gain infinite life. So you sacrifice a creature and gain life equal to its toughness for 1 white. And then you figure out a way to win the game from there. Usually Test of Endurance or something like that. You can run Academy Rectors and the like. And of course, you can Living Wish the whole combo. So
Yeah. That's hilarious. So you play it kind of like how we do Nyx Fit, but you got the Encore
right,
features and kind of
exactly.
like a different
Combo.
combo.
It's an interesting thing. I was thinking I might try something with that, just as like a funny way to go. But
I mean, that's one way to do it. Let's see. What do we need?
Well, let me pull up our Cephalid Breakfast so you guys can kind of see the list.
Sideboard, we don't really care about. Whatever.
I own. I'm a Tundra short, but that's not hard to fix. I can pretty much build the rest of it. Yep.
yeah,
It's not hard in paper, and then obviously we've got it built online.
that deck's so funny.
Yeah, it is. Just making sure you know when to combo out.
Free for Phyrexian Dreadnought.
So here's the funny thing. We have... Where is it? What were you called? Not Neonate. Oh man, where are you? What did we call it? Manifest Destiny. So we have it. Everything's built. Nothing's really changed unless Fox gets in here and tells us. Except Sacred Ground. Whenever a spell or ability an opponent controls causes a land to be put in the graveyard from the battlefield, return that card to the battlefield. I mean,
Okay.
B2B Wastelands.
That's a thing, I suppose.
Yeah. So this is another fun one that I would actually like to go back and try this out
It'll be interesting.
because I still have it built. I still have all the cards for it.
It's probably not good enough, and cards in the format
I also need to curse scroll.
like let's face it, Dreadnought's not in the place where it was a while ago. Like
Sword of Splashers is great.
Swords is great. Fatal Push is a thing. Like, you know, if you can't answer a 1-mana creature, you're probably not playing the format correctly.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, you've got so many other ways to win because you can manifest so much stuff. It's
Yeah.
just kind of fun to have a 12/12.
Oh, for sure. And there are games where it does just get there, but
Exactly. So.
so what are your thoughts so far on your deck of choice in the meta? Thinking about food chain moving forward. I know you've tried a couple different variants. You've tried kind of a blue, black, green. You've tried just straight blue, green. I don't know if you've messed around with any other
I've messed around with
configurations,
Bant.
but- Yeah.
I've messed around a little bit with the Jund version.
Okay.
As far as let's see. As far as my favorite version, I don't know. I don't have a. I think the best one I've played so far is the bug version.
Okay.
Having access to Baleful Strix and Murderous Cut and Thoughtseize in the sideboard and Abrupt Case is just so good. And it has all of the speed that I wanted out of the blue-green version because you're still playing... what's that card? Wall of Roots. So you can still get all the speed that you want.
Sure. Yeah.
You just don't have kind of the reach that Deathrite Shaman used to give you. So if flying 3/3s can't win you the game and you can't land a food chain, like
Yeah.
the game can get pretty rough.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I really like Steel Stompy. You know, I still have to play Bomberman. I haven't been able to yet.
Mhm.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah.
Excited to see if Bomberman can do anything.
I think Bomberman's a little bit interesting. I was watching Caleb Durward play a little bit with it online, and he 5-0'd the league he was playing with it. The
Which Bomberman was
kind
he
of
using?
solid. He was on just mono white.
Mono white,
Yeah.
not black white.
Yeah.
Nice. This is the list that I'm playing. Blue, black, white. Esper, Bomberman.
Oh yeah, so that's a bit more combo focused with protection.
Yep. Yeah, you get Force of Wills. It's playing the Search for Escanto, which I think is actually really good in the deck. There's several things that I could be switching up to make the deck better. These might be better as, or at least one of them might be better as a Sorcerer's Spyglass. So I might.
Chat
go
can't
something
see
like
what we're looking at.
It's okay. Chat doesn't need to know. We're still waiting for the next round to show up, but we're glad that you guys have kind of stuck it out.
Yeah, 3 more rounds of Legacy coming your way. Should be getting pretty close to new pairings here.
Yeah. I don't think so. I'm definitely not playing Miracles. Yeah, it's either Bomberman, Steel Stompy, or Food Chain.
Yeah.
I have Reanimator. I could play that.
For sure.
But, like, side event decks, like, Bomberman is a side event deck. And Steel Stompy is like, I'm just going to win this thing. I'm going to win this side event. Food Chain's kind of like the deck that I've been playing for so long. I'm kind of known for it. I've been a pillar in the community. But the problem with Food Chain is no one's really found the right list yet, and we don't have anyone
Right.
pushing it to where it needs to get.
Yeah.
And so I've got to see if I can get a good 5-0 out of it. I have a 4-1 on the list.
It's a
Need to
starting
get a
point.
5-0. Need
Yeah.
to get a 5-0, and then we'll be live with Food Chain. In paper, I have built Esper Bomberman. In online, I've got blue, black, and Esper, or black, white, and Esper. Sorry.
Yeah.
Neither Chalice, or it's just
It's Recruiter.
Chalice. Let me see what my black, white is. Just Chalice. It's just Chalice. So you play all the 0 drops, you've got all the opals and everything. I could actually build this in paper now, except the LEDs. Need to get more LEDs.
You can borrow mine if you want to use it.
Maybe. And I need more Cavernous Souls. I own 2, but I need more. Also, I don't own 4 Scrublands.
You don't own 4 Scrublands? I don't own 4 Scrublands.
I don't think anyone owns 4 Scrublands. Josh D 888. Thank you for the follow. Black white version in paper. Black white is
That's sweet. Yeah.
Oh. I've got most of the cards. I just haven't built it. I like the Esper version a little bit better because you have Trinket Mage. Trinket Mage is silly.
It seems a little bit more robust with the Esper version. Like, you're not fully all in on the... Like, you are all in on the combo, but you've got ways to interact with your opponent more.
Yeah.
So...
Although Black White Bomberman, because you play the Monastery Mentor's main, like...
Mentor is amazing.
Especially in
like,
a deck
dropping
like
a
this.
Mentor on, like, turn 1 is just so good. Like, you can kind of do your best Empty the Warrens impersonation, and when it's better than Empty, like, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
This is,
Oh, yeah.
this is a card.
Oh, yeah.
But-
Well, and you run your hand out of cards so quickly that the Infernal Tutors are so good. And you've got so much access to extra cards. Like, it's just really focused. It can combo really quickly, but it also just can, like, lock people out of the game.
yeah.
Chalicing, like, playing a Stompy deck, just playing Chalice, like, that's why Pirate Stompy. It might actually be time to go and look at this again.
Oh, it's been a while since I've heard about the Pirate Stompy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What version do we have? Okay. Yeah, this is a pretty classic version. I think this is one of our
Pirate Stompy.
most classic versions of it.
How many pirates are you even running in the deck?
Let's see.
Hostage
6,
taker.
8, one on the sideboard, 9, and then 2 Phantasmal Images. So 11, sort of.
Pirates.
But they're Sky Pirates. As
Ay.
they're smuggle copters. You only do blue duels of Volk.
Pirates of the Skies.
Yeah, Pirates of the Skies. Notion Thief is an honorary pirate. Dude, that Notion Thief has been so key sometimes.
Notion Thief is quite the magic card.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously. Okay. Kind of want to see if people have sat down and they haven't told us.
Not quite yet.
Nope. Still just what we see is what we get. I love how this doesn't. It has the ley lines, but doesn't have a Helm of Obedience in it. Just as a. I should build a Legacy 2-card Monty deck online because we've got it all.
So, Helm has to be getting a lot better in the format, right?
I think so. Helm of
Helm,
Obedience.
yeah. Helm probably picks up a lot of points in terms of playability.
Yeah. Just going through some of these old decks that we have built. Old Rossi Stompy posts and whatnot. I think Helm does actually get quite a bit better in the format.
So it's kind of interesting to think about like what the best deck that fits Helm, like a Helm combo into it would be.
Yeah.
For the format.
Yeah.
You know, is that sort of the blue-white build with Rest in Peace main and Helm, or is it like
and energy flux and
yeah,
whatnot.
yeah. Or is it a different build, something that can maybe more reliably get Helm, like maybe like a Tez deck that could get Helm more reliably.
Just
ramp up a
having more
bit,
tutors and
have,
whatnot.
like,
I don't
a way
know.
to go that way. I don't know.
Not having access to literally Misha's workshop is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Having to like build your own Misha's workshops with Lotus Petals and Ancient Tombs, exactly
City of
like
Traders.
what we're looking at right now.
Mhm.
This is another deck that I'm really contemplating building.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence with it too. I'll probably build it online and try to run it through a little bit and see what I think. I'm not opposed to the style of deck, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, this card needs to go. Leyline of Sanctity. I know. Jerry Me is like no with this card.
Mm.
He hates Leylines. He thinks that they're literally the worst cards printed in Magic, and that they should be banned because just because so people don't do it.
That's interesting. What's the reasoning behind that?
Because so it feels bad if you're the player playing against it and
Yeah.
you don't have your anti-hate card.
Okay.
And it feels bad if you're the player with the hate card.
Yep.
That it gets bounced or whatever, and then they just win anyways. Like there's 0 mana cost artifacts that do Leyline of Void, and there's other things that do Leyline of Sanctity. Like Leyline of Sanctity doesn't stop Storm, and that's like the only thing it's for.
Yeah.
And it doesn't stop Storm because there's like Chain of Vapor, and you're like,
I always thought Leyline was more for like good and stuff like that.
maybe.
I don't know, man. I'm not a doctor.
I mean, aren't you though?
I'm definitely not.
Oh, okay. I thought you
So
were.
everyone on Twitch, just for the record, I'm not a doctor.
Neither of us are doctors, in fact.
If you have any medical questions, do not come to me and do not come to Brian.
We will not be able to help.
Yeah.
I will be a doctor eventually.
Uh-huh.
But
But not that kind of doctor.
a doctor of social science.
Yeah.
And I can tell you about building governments and economic impacts of certain things, sociological and anthropological impacts and changes, and the history of whatnot. Like that will be my specialty. I will not be able to tell you if the medication that you're taking will or will not help you. That will not be what. I definitely shouldn't be cutting you open. It's another thing that I won't be qualified for. So yeah, don't come to us with those questions.
Yeah.
What did you read the Contract from Below article today on MTG Goldfish
I
about
didn't.
the promissory estoppel thing,
No.
where he talks about it? So it's a lawyer, and he kind of goes through the promissory estoppel and what it actually means, what the whole thing would be, and the TLDR. And what he says is essentially there is enough for them to bring a case against Wizards and for them not to just get it thrown out and laughed out of court. But it's not enough that they would be successful in winning a case. Whoever would bring it against them if they started printing reserve list cards.
Gotcha.
And so he, like many of us, owns reserve list cards.
Yeah.
And a decent collection of them.
Mm-hmm.
And he, like many of us, believes that reserve list cards should be reprinted.
Yeah.
So I thought it was kind of interesting.
I believe, supposed to be a 6-part series.
Interesting.
And so we'll see where it goes from there, and kind of how it
All right.
how it all.
Well, it looks like we're getting round 2 ready to
Plays
go.
out.
We've got our pairings, and we're just going to get people sitting down, and we'll get underway.
Josh Carson versus Calvin on one of them.
And Remy versus Roger.
I think.
Ooh. So Roger was saying he was really torn about what deck to play today.
I'm kind of interested to see what he's on.
He was thinking about playing Elves, but he was also thinking he might play Infect. So
Interesting.
that could be interesting.
I bet he ended up on Infect. I bet that's what he ended up on. Now we've got Roger on screen right now, or on our what we can see.
Should be Roger versus Remy.
Yep. He's not on blue white though, right?
Alright, so we're going to transition over here. We'll get some stuff up. Let's
Okay.
see.
Round 2. Yeah, so where Remy was is now Roger. I'm going to call Infect. That's my called shot.
Called shot Infect. Roger really does like Infect. I was trying to get him to try and play Elves.
Yeah. I don't know where Elves is positioned in the format. We need Julian to come in and tell us.
I kind of like the feel. It's kind of surprising how prevalent it's been online now that
I have not played
Death
against
Right's
it
gone.
once.
I've played against it maybe 4 or 5 times.
I have not played against it once.
It's pretty
online.
crazy. Because I really didn't think that Elves was
In a bad spot to begin with, so
No.
I don't know why
It's
why
become
the uptick, but
I mean, it had become a little bit more of a mid-range deck recently with Deathright Shaman, because you had to be able to play against it, you had to be able to play with it, you had to be able to kind of win on that sort of strategy. But it looks like it's not the case as much anymore, where they can kind of go a little bit more all-in combo. So we might see coming back to Progenitus, we might see all sorts of things. And they are getting us, let's see.
all right, let's get the round timer up.
Do you think they will ever reprint duels? They don't play reserveless cards. The standard Wizards has no desire to print them. Just because Wizards hasn't printed reserveless cards, or just because they won't print them into a standard set, which I don't believe they will. I don't believe they'll be printing them into a standard set. Doesn't mean that they won't print them in older products. I think if they started printing reserveless cards into Commander or other subsequent products,
That's Elves.
it would totally happen.
That is Elves. He went for Elves.
You can see it. Okay, interesting. They do want people to play standard, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to print stuff. Because Commander players still want it. They're printing stuff for them. Sorry, I want to see a little bit up here. People would buy packs like crazy for it if they did reprint duels. I think that there will be a day that they reprint duels. Making Legacy and Modern cheaper is not what they want to do. Not necessarily, but they do want to print supplemental cards for them because it's another way to make money, and Modern is the most popular format in Magic. In competitive Magic, which is where the most money is spent.
Unsure what Calvin's on. He's got Underground Sea and Force of Wills and the like. I'll find out. In the meantime, we've got some elf stuff going on here. So Heritage Druid in play.
Calvin on Grixis.
Calvin on Grixis.
Heritage Druid plus Wirewood Symbiote. Roger is
It's a
ready
good
to
start with the Gaia's Cradle. So, ooh, explosives on 1. That's going to be a little bit troublesome, but Roger able to return the Heritage Druid using Symbiote's ability.
Yeah.
We'll see if he can reset here.
I think he can. So he has the Heritage Druid, yes. He also has another Llanowar Elves, I think. You're going to get off the topic. Look at the recent messages. They're printing cards to make Modern cheaper. Modern overall has risen in price, but it's because more people are playing now. I think the main thing that's happening with the reprints is that they're stimulating an expansion of the formats by stimulating the desire to play them.
Like
So,
with those sets as well, they've also had specific rules in place, like for the cards that they want to reprint, like the sets that they want to reprint from. So we're just starting to get into the sets that have, like, you know, Liliana and the like. So
some of the
interesting.
newest things, and they're also going less off of that sort of restriction and more to this is the theme that we want.
Sure.
And I hope that they learn from Battle Bond and build a product that's more focused on the limited environment with good reprints.
Oof.
But we've seen some good reprints in Standard recently. So, like, Omniscience is not going to be played in Standard.
Definitely.
It might be played in Brawl, but it's not going to be played in Standard, and they're going to be printing things like that into Standard sets.
Right.
And then they're going to be printing other things into supplemental sets, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of supplemental sets.
So Trinisphere here is kind of a problem. We're going to see Dryad Arbor get fetched up. Roger attacks in for 1. And this is exactly what Remy wants to have down, enough to slow Roger down. Like, this slows him down to pretty much about 1 card a turn right now. Maybe 2 cards a turn once that Cradle gets going.
Yeah.
But for right now, it's looking like 1. This could be a natural order or a green Sun Zenith.
I don't know that you natural order
It's
here.
like he's going to natural order. Interesting. I
Why
wonder.
would he do that post-combat?
He's going to get a Rex Age. Rex Age, blow up Trinisphere. And go that way.
I see.
Kind of surprising to see it here as well, because he's not able to, like, continue into, like, a combo turn here. So it's very possible that Remy's able to answer what's on the board or find another answer that he can put down into play.
Yeah. Well, tell me that Show and Tell and Berserk and things like that in Conspiracy, well, I mean, not just those, but the new cards they printed into it didn't help sell that set. I mean, yeah, Battle Bond, it was very specific, but so were the Conspiracy cards, and people still bought booster boxes to crack the packs.
Sure,
Crack those packs. There are several cards in Battle Bond that are going to be worth quite a bit to the overall market. But alack, back to the game.
This might be a turn. So there's Glimpse, Crop Rotation, and it looks like 1 Heritage Druid in hand.
Yeah,
so,
I think he wants to get one more creature or another Glimpse.
Roger very close to making something happen, but Remy still got cards in hand here as well.
Remy has done quite a good job keeping him off the board.
Yep. Here's a Karn.
That is a card. I think he's going to tick it up.
Karn's going to uptick.
Now it starts at 5, so
Roger's just checking on what exactly Karn does here. So
Standard cards in Legacy, what is this? I mean, really good Planeswalkers that, when you print a good Planeswalker, it usually sees play in pretty much every format. I definitely own a couple copies. This is a 1, 2, 3, 3/3.
Current 3/3.
Next turn it could be 2 4/4s.
Really kind of surprised that Remy didn't uptick there. No pressure on board. Maybe Remy thinks he needs to be the aggressor.
Yeah.
So here we see Glimpse and Heritage Druid.
Is there any goblins tonight? I don't believe goblins came tonight.
Birchfloor Rangers.
Birchfloor Rangers. Okay, getting 1 mana off of it.
Tap those for 2. Green.
No. He's tapping it for 1.
Excuse me, for 1 green.
Yep. So draw another card.
Guy's Cradle.
For 3. Yep, gets to draw a card. Okay. Another one, draw a card. Okay,
All right.
Now we go. So he's got 1 green mana floating, and he can now start tapping his Heritage Druids to get...
Yep, now he can get 3.
Yeah.
There's that 1 floating used.
Ooh, and he gets another Glimpse.
And he has the Crop Rotation, so he can get another Cradle here, too.
Yeah,
if he
he
draws into, like, a Crater Hoof or a Green Sun Zenith, it might just be over.
Yep. He passed the turn here.
Interesting.
That should have been a win right there, right? Am I wrong?
I think so.
I think that should have been a win. Because you tap them all again, you play your second glimpse, and then you...
Does he
Drop
not have
2
another
cards.
creature to continue?
No, I thought he had another creature. Give us a... Okay, I see the glimpse. Elves don't have haste, no. Bear with 2 guns.
Yeah, the elves don't have haste, but probably wouldn't matter.
Okay, he takes
Remy
5.
at 12.
I mean, I guess Roger's not under any pressure right here.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure he had another creature in his hand.
I think he might not.
Okay.
He must not, right?
Yeah.
He must not. I think he's got Windswept Teeth. Ooh, Deluge, and Roger's going to scoop to that Toxic Deluge.
Oh, what a card to
Ooh.
draw right there.
Rough.
So Remy takes that game.
Mm-hmm. I really thought he had another creature. I must have been mistaken on it, but maybe instead of playing that last I don't know. Maybe I missaw what he had. Land Glimpse Crop Rod. Okay, I was mistaken.
Grixis. Control.
And how's it going here? There's a Snapcaster staring down an empty board. 8 to 15, so it looks like Calvin is stabilized. And
Looks that way.
We're processing a brainstorm, I believe.
Calvin has Force of Will in hand at the ready. And there's a Swift Spear coming down.
Yeah.
Calvin's considering Force Pitch Force. Looks like he's just going to take 1 and pass. Brainstorm the draw. Calvin in for 2.
That's an interesting place to decide to go in for 2. What's the out, Calvin?
Gurmag Angler is
That
the
is
out.
an out. That right there is a
Gurmag Angler is the out.
so long farewell, Alvita Sand to that Monastery Swift Spear. Now the Lightning Bolt's good against a well, I guess the Lightning Bolt allows you to trade with the Gurmag Angler. But it's if Calvin doesn't have a Force of Will.
Sure.
The Lightning Bolt also allows you to win since Calvin's at 3.
Yeah, if it resolves, we know Calvin's got access to some counter magic.
Just a little bit. Just a little piece.
Yeah,
Only 2 Force of Wills and what? And a Brainstorm.
Brainstorm.
Oh. Bedlam Reveler, I think, is the play here.
Yeah, they'll draw Force. As it should.
He's going to pitch. What are you going to pitch, Calvin?
Probably Force Pitch Force would be my
I
guess.
think that's your best play. You don't want him drawing 3 cards.
You're
That's
still at
great.
4 life, so...
Oh, okay. You're right outside of the Lightning Bolt. I'll be right back.
Calvin's going to brainstorm here. Sees Lightning Bolt and 2 lands, puts the lands back on top, keeps the bolt. Untaps for a turn. And our other match, opening hands are being drawn. We'll probably switch back over as soon as that match gets underway. And it looks like they are. So, switching back over. Starting off with the Nettle Sentinel.
You came here for all the Miracles matches, very disappointed. I only know for sure that there are 2 Miracles players here today.
Okay.
And I'm surprised that neither of them are on camera yet. But that doesn't mean
still
they're...
2 more rounds to go.
Yeah, we're only in the second round.
Yeah.
So we could be having somewhat no, I mean both of these players
all of these players won their first round, so it's not really established
Sure.
what people are playing or how well people are playing. But sorry, I don't know how to say your name without sounding less than family friendly.
So Wirewood Symbiote is getting Force of Will.
On Tuesday, it was all miracles, mirror matches. Wirewood Symbiote, I mean, that's a good Force of Will target.
Yep.
I'm going to be honest. Wirewood Symbiote is a great card.
Yeah, wonderful card.
That is an excellent card.
And Roger doing some 2/2 beatdowns here.
I mean, that's the way to do it. If you can cast a green spell and get stuff untapped, like, do things.
So here comes a Elvish Mystic.
Yeah, gets to untap his Sentry.
It looks like Roger's setting up for possibly a glimpse this turn, maybe next turn. We'll see. Going to lead things off with the Thoughtseize.
That is a way to lead things off. Well, what do you choose here? I think it's between two cards. I think it's either Tezzeret or the...
I think you have to take the
Thopter
Foundry.
Yeah.
And the reason why is Tez isn't active yet. And when it is active, you'll have at least one turn before it becomes super relevant.
Yeah.
It looks like Roger's going a different way. He's just going to take the Baleful Strix.
I guess he just wants to continue to attack for 2. Now he's looking at his hand, deciding how deep do I want to go.
Looks like he's just going to pass.
Interesting. He has the glimpse. He's got kind of the setup.
Remy passes right back. Crop rotation's the draw. I don't think that really helps you here, but
Yeah.
here comes the glimpse, and we'll see if Roger's able to get anything going here. So Roger going to attack for 2.
Yeah.
Then he's going to untap his guy, draw a card. Looks like another Nettle Sentinel's the draw.
Yep.
And draw a card.
Okay.
Elvish Visionary.
I think you crop rot here. Yep. Sack it, crop rotation. Get your Gaia's Cradle and see how deep you can go. Right?
Yeah, I think you want to just run out what you can here.
You want to get a Heritage Root. That's the big thing.
He might be a little afraid of a deluge or something like that, but he's seen Remy's hand, so he knows he'd have to top deck it.
Yeah, and he didn't get it last turn. It's gonna hurt Remy to do it.
Remy already down to 11.
Yep. Okay, we're gonna see. Nope, just the draw. That choke is not gonna do anything. It's unlike the deck for choke to not be able to do anything.
7 power on board.
Well, guess what Planeswalker we can now play?
Looks like a Tez.
It is a Tez.
Remy drops to 9 to play it, though.
Yes.
It's getting really close there to lethal range. Do you make a 5/5 here?
I think you make a 5/5.
I think you have to.
I think you have to get a blocker. Oh no, he's gonna go up.
Remy's gonna plus. We'll see what he gets.
I agree. Decided to choke in against a deck with like 4 islands seems weak. I agree. I don't think it's the strongest play. But
Roger might not be too familiar with the Tezzerator list as well. Whoa, that's a good hit. That's an ensnaring bridge, but
yeah,
it might be too little too late. 2, 4, 6, 7 damage on board currently. If Roger opts to attack all out, he'll be able to put Remy to a point where he can't use that Ancient Tomb for mana anymore.
Yep.
It's probably worth it. An alternative you could do is you could attack 4 and kill the Tez. Attack Remy for 3.
Put him to 6. Well, and how do you win? Yeah, I think
Just
that's
try.
correct. We try and race the ensnaring bridge. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, so Remy drops to 2.
You have a hard time not boarding choke in, but it seems terrible here. Yeah, so Roger is not unfamiliar with elves. I'll say that. I know that he's had the deck for quite a while and he's tested with it. He has more experience than I do, certainly. But he tends to play quickly. He tends to be one of those players that plays quite
Pretty
quickly.
quick player, yep. So we're going to see Tez ult, so 2, 4, 6, 8 damage coming across, and Remy will gain 8 life. Ensnaring Bridge enters the battlefield, and I believe Remy has 3 cards in hand currently.
Everyone has to start somewhere. That is absolutely true. And yeah, when you say you play elves, your friend plays Tez, and choke is almost never worth it. Makes sense.
No.
I agree.
So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I do know that Roger has a little bit of spice in his deck.
Okay.
He's running, I forget the name of the card. It's 1 color's green and a black elf that drains equal to the number of elves that you control.
Shaman of the Pack.
Shaman of the Pack. He's running a Shaman of the Pack in his deck.
That's quite interesting.
So he might be able to beat this Ensnaring Bridge,
What
even
is-
if it becomes relevant.
What is that card that he just drew? Is it a second choke?
Couldn't quite see.
Neither could I. I mean, you swing 8,
So-
Roger, right?
Yeah, it looks like Roger's going to take that game.
Okay. Nissa's great, but that's not the card that we're talking about. Shaman of the Pack. Nissa, Avenger of Zendikar. I can't remember what the name is, but 1/1. This is an interesting match.
Let's see.
Remy just really wants to get a Chalice on one.
In the meantime, while those guys are
Nissa Rebuy Symbiote would have been really
figured
good.
out.
Yeah, that would have been really good.
take a glance over
Oh,
here.
Nissa was the card he drew. Okay. Sorry, my bad. Nissa wins if he can cast it. He could have cast it. He had the mana to cast it. And the ability to untap and have 2 extra mana to play a symbiote and go from there. Nissa Vital Force. That's the card.
It's a card.
That is very
That
much
is
a
a
card.
card.
He could have attacked. I don't know what you were... Yeah, he can't
There-
attack with a 5/5.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
But he could have put a +1/+1 counter on all of his creatures, right? Oh, no, that's the other one. I'm thinking the other one that puts +1/+1 counters on everything.
No, that's
Ice Age Islands for the win. Ice Age Islands are great. Josh has a great sense of basic lands.
oh yeah. Gotta keep that basic land game on point.
Jurgensen, you're missing the point that there was an Ensnaring Bridge and there were only 3 cards in his opponent's hand. Unless there was a Reclamation Sage or something randomly getting rid of the Ensnaring Bridge.
I don't think that there was, but all right. Looks like these guys are ready to go, so we're gonna switch back over. While the switching is good.
Stave it off. 1, 2, 3, and now we can count to 3. There was a bridge, Jurgensen. There absolutely was a bridge.
Yep, there is definitely a bridge. It was towards the bottom of the screen, so
It was kind of hard
a
to
little
see.
bit easy to miss. So
Hey,
here
look,
comes
that
a
Chalice on one.
Chalice
Didn't I
on
just
one.
say that?
Chalice
Yeah,
on
that's
one.
pretty-
Pretty good.
It's pretty rough for Roger. It's not the worst. There's certainly ways around it. He can build up and get a Rex Sage. He can start with his 2 drops.
Grand Prix Forest Go.
Another Chalice on one. That's pretty mean.
Second one's not as bad, like, unless Roger specifically has Rex Age, then that's worse, but
Well, Remy needs to get some colored mana sources.
so we do see Shaman of the Pack in hand. Here's a Green Sun for 3.
Yep.
I'm assuming that's gonna
It's going to be a
get
Rex
a Rex
Sage.
Age.
Yep. We got to start somewhere.
There comes Rex Age. Blow one
No
of
need
them
to
up.
make excuses for you. You were definitely distracted by bourbon. Friday night is a good time to be distracted by bourbon.
Oh, I'd love to be distracted by bourbon.
Unfortunately, we're in Utah, and yeah, there are some issues with having it at this location.
Yeah, for sure.
But after this, you can be distracted by
I
bourbon.
can.
Very much so.
Bourbon is very distracting. So
I've heard.
Transfer enters the battlefield on Remy's side,
Oh man.
and that's a big thing. But to be fair, I don't think that Roger's playing too much more than one spell a turn at this point anyway, given the Chalice on one. But we'll see.
Yeah, but he'll be able to eventually with his Guy's Cradle to go.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, well, Utah has some weird liquor laws, especially when it comes to businesses and streaming them. Like, we don't have anyone naked on our thing, but if there was a naked person plus alcohol in the same room, we could be shut down because of Utah. Foil promos. Jorgensen, you just don't like foils.
So Pendelhaven with the pump there on the 1/1. And we're going to see Shama in the pack enter the battlefield.
Dude, non-foil full art promos are great.
So Remy's down
2/2. It's 2 per, right? Or is it
1 per, I think.
1 per? Okay.
So Remy's down to 5. He's got 2 Ancient Tombs in play and a colorless source. This is
And
his
there's
only mana.
6 power on
There's
Roger's
6 power
side.
on the board, and Roger's going to take the
Wow.
match. Wow. So able to fight through, just not able to get what he needs there, and Roger takes the match.
Didn't have colored mana literally for any of those spells that could do anything.
Wow.
And Roger was about to get a Craterhoof Behemoth to just do it.
That's wild.
Well, I know that's one of the laws in Utah, among other things, other than the fact that if our business is not licensed to have liquor at all, liquor on the premises could get us in trouble.
This is a gaming store, not a bar.
This is a game store, not a bar. Exactly. It has to be labeled, this is a bar, not a restaurant.
Yeah.
This is a restaurant, not a bar in Utah.
All right, so what we got going on here? We've got an Unflipped Delver versus a Snapcaster. Calvin's at 14 life. Josh is at 19 life. Calvin has a couple cards in hand.
Well, he's brainstorming too, so he'll have some other cards in hand. Oh, there's a Diabolic Edict, which is probably excellent in this position. Knows he doesn't want that other card, gets rid of one more card. One more thing!
There's 5th land, so...
Hey, look, we put the fetch land. Where is the legal line drawn between a restaurant and a bar? Because it's super fuzzy in Phoenix.
In Utah, it has to do with how much of a percentage of your sales come from alcohol.
Yep.
So that's kind of the way that they go with it.
And then it impacts who can order alcohol and whatnot.
Right.
So
and
if
whether you have to have food with it or whatever.
if you're in a restaurant, you must order food with you in order to purchase alcohol. You can't just buy alcohol. And then in a bar, you're still kind of required to have there's like a certain ratio, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, it depends on there's a bunch of different rules depending on the type of establishment that it is. So I couldn't tell you all the details of each one, but
it's a lot. And there's also where they tried passing the law of like a 0.1 or 0.01% alcohol was over the legal limit, which is like half a beer for most people.
Yeah, the limit that they were trying to go to was 0.05,
okay,
which is a little bit lower than most places. Most places is 0.08.
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah,
it's a mess.
It is. For any alcohol drinkers, it's a mess, especially since Utah used to be a big distillery in the West.
It did. Yeah.
Which is something that a lot of people don't know. Most people just think, oh, Mormons don't drink alcohol. No, the early Mormons actually brought whiskey and bourbon and all sorts of things here.
They actually made alcohol.
Yeah, Brigham Young was very famous for some of his recipes, which have been recreated in Utah recently.
High West Distillery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting how that all works. The Zion Curtain or whatever. So.
Yeah, it's the other weird one. Like, in restaurants, you can't have your drink be made, like, in front of you. So, like, if they have a bar set up, they have to actually do it behind, like, a spot. So it's kind of a little sketchy.
Yeah.
But...
Oh, and there's a lot of stuff with if it's a restaurant, if it's like a restaurant bar, like a gastro
Yeah,
pub,
yeah.
there are actual like dividers they put up between the bar area and
Exactly. Yeah.
to like the bayou. I know has some of that sort of stuff going on, which is not a very good pub that we have here, but it's a pub.
Yeah, High West is great. If you're into whiskey and stuff like that, High West.
Oh no!
amazing.
The Mormon pioneers, a lot of them were drinkers. It was actually not until 1900s that I want to say early 1900s that the Mormon Church kind of put a soft ban on alcohol that has become a relatively
Not so
Mormon
soft
centric. So you're literally drinking a High West right now. Nice. I've heard good things. I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, High West, really good stuff.
I mean, Utah was a way station for a lot of pioneers to the west.
Sure.
Utah was, I mean, we have other things that happened because of that, and the Mormon Wars and whatnot, and the massacres that happened because of that. But we were a waypoint for a lot of people getting out to California and Oregon and
Oh yeah,
Nevada, and
you bet.
we built Las Vegas. Mormons built Las Vegas, and then any desert town is going to be what it is.
All right, here comes Price of Progress, and that's going to draw a force of will
Oh
pretty
yeah, it is.
immediately.
Oh yeah.
Look at all those lands in play.
Don't take 8.
I think I'll take 1 instead. Thank you.
Yeah.
Could not force that quick enough.
Pilgrims initially came from the greatest continent known to men, Europe. You heard a podcast about that? Super crazy stuff. Oh yeah. No, there's I mean, early history of the West, there's so much of it.
Yeah.
And there's so much that we don't really know, and there's so much kind of wrapped up in mystery and myth. You hear about a lot of the outlaws and things. I was going through and reading some stuff on Wyatt Earp because I was watching the TV show Winona Earp.
Okay.
And Wyatt Earp is actually like, we've got Tombstone and stuff, and he's been shown to be like this really good lawman. For the most part, he was not well liked by a lot of people.
Yeah.
There are a lot of other deputies and like Texas Rangers that said that he was just a drunkard and a charlatan essentially, who owned brothels and gambling halls. And I mean, he did absolutely, but most people in the West own brothels and gambling halls.
All right, so Storm Chaser, Mage, and another Delver are the plays, and they're going to attack. Delver's going to get blocked by a Baleful Strix, and Calvin's going to take 1. I'm not sure how I feel about that attack. I think you got to do it at some point, so might as well.
I think when Calvin's out of cards in hand, you do it because, that you can't really win this race.
So,
and you got to try and figure out a way to make it so that your next attack could potentially win the game. I think that's what he's trying to do. Because if he can go like Lightning Bolt Price next turn, he wins the game. I mean, if he can just Price next turn, he wins the game.
yeah. I'm not sure how that changes your math as opposed to holding back the Delver and the Storm Chaser.
Well,
I don't know
either.
So there's a bolt drawn. Snapcaster in response to the reveal. That's gonna Pyroblast.
Just gonna Pyroblast it. So he could have flipped it, but he's like, don't flip it because you don't need to.
Yeah.
Is that an exquisite Firecraft?
It is. So 7 points of burn in hand.
Yeah, but not able to cast it simultaneously.
And certainly not enough life total to work with.
No.
Josh down to 5 life.
Mm-hmm.
So Gurmag would be lethal. I think we're going to see 4 damage and a chump block try to live at 1 and draw something.
Well, he's hoping for a Price of Progress because he can go chains or Price of Progress plus. Price of Progress wins it.
Price of Progress on its own would be just fine.
Yep.
We're going to see.
Well, Lightning Bolt wins it for Calvin, so it's not even going to happen that way.
Lightning Bolt is the draw. Calvin's going to attack in with everyone. That has to block there,
Yep.
and we'll see a bolt. And that should do it.
Yep. I mean, he could have just bolted the Storm Chaser Mage, but it's just better to swing all in and bolt him to the face. Not if he chumps. I mean, chumpy dump a dump. Calvin always. That is the answer. Calvin always has it. Calvin has never not had it. He will forever have it. It looks like they're over.
Yep.
They're done. Calvin is
Looks like they're done. So Calvin won that match.
We once again have like 20 minutes left in the
Fast games so far. Really fast, yeah.
On camera. I don't think we've had fast games on the rest of the floor. I'm going to go take
sure.
a walk around and see what other decks are being played.
Oh.
And I'll be back in here very quickly so you're not left alone.
I'll give you a metagame check.
I'm going to do a metagame check.
Awesome.
Well, in the meantime, guys, you are with me. Oh. And what do you guys feel about the new Legacy metagame? Where do you see it going? What are you excited about? What are you not excited about? Let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to try and update our stuff. That's good. I think Grixis control is kind of in an interesting spot right now. I'm not sure how good it is, but it has a lot of tools that can be used in a bunch of different spots to make it work. You're able to build it in ways that either focus heavily on discard if that's what you want, or build it on more around counter magic if you want. Excited for goblins. Yeah, goblins is kind of a spicy one, isn't it? Play miracles, nothing's changed. Still flood out late game. Not excited about spam wasteland decks. Not exactly exciting magic. Yeah, I think wastelands in general they definitely got a bump, right? Like Deathrite Shaman did a good job at being able to fix your mana post wasteland, and that kind of goes away. But at the same time, people will adapt. You know, there are definitely games where you can't fetch up the basics that you need, but I think people are going to be more careful about what they fetch, how they go, and how to play around Wasteland in the future. So, what's in the room?
I saw goblins, so there is a goblins deck.
Awesome.
There's mono red, Dragon Stompy, Steel Stompy. I think there's only 2 miracles lists. There's a Stoneblade list that was playing against goblins.
Yep.
And then obviously Kyre's Maverick, a bug control sort of list, 2 Death and Taxes lists.
Sure.
So it's, I mean, pretty average. We don't have any sneak and show still. No one has decided to bring that. I've been very contemplating building it in paper. I haven't seen a lot of spam wasteland decks. What? Just play your new standard legal Crucible of Worlds. I mean, there's currently a standard legal Crucible of Worlds. It's called Ramanap Excavator, and it's only seeing play in a couple of decks.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna play at MKM Prague next weekend, so thumbs crossed. Thumbs crossed. My NTGO practice gets me there.
Thumbs crossed, Bear. Thumbs crossed.
Prague is next week.
You'll have to let us know how it goes.
Oh man. I really want to find a way to get out there.
To Prague.
I've never been to Prague.
Prague seems sweet.
Dude.
It'd be a cool place.
Dude, I would love to go to Prague. I've been to parts of northern Germany, been all over southern Germany, France, Denmark, Iceland, England, Italy. And so, like, I'm missing southern France, Spain, Switzerland, the Netherlands, like Spain, Portugal.
Yeah.
And then, like, the Eastern Bloc countries. So,
gotcha.
The Czech Republic. And,
Slovenia, Slovakia.
Bulgaria, Romania, all of that. And and then up in the northeastern Scandinavian, so like Lithuania and like Finland and things like that. And I want to see it all. Yeah. I want to see it all so bad that it's like one day. 3 days of Legacy sounds amazing. Oh yeah.
Yeah, MKM's a pretty awesome series.
You guys have it. Honestly, the Legacy community in Europe has it so good. You guys have it so good, as far as how compact you are, how many big competitive events you can have. Like it's almost like, or it's better probably than the East Coast is for us, because with
It's
the EU,
definitely
you
on
can
par,
travel
right?
so
Like,
much.
yeah.
Yeah. And you've got access to really good prices. And I mean, a lot of the dual lands when they kind of left the United States went to you guys. So
Yeah, I'd say East Coast is another really good spot for it. Just you have so much that you can do and travel and
Oh, yeah.
whatever,
oh yeah,
and don't have to deal with passports, so it's probably a little bit easier.
Dude.
But
being traveling through Europe as an American citizen is also not even hard at all.
no.
As long as you stay within the EU, you're like easy. I was just in this country. I mean, you just get like entry stamps all over the place. It's super easy. We play weekly with 20 plus players, FNMs, and have 60 plus player event every month with a 5-hour drive for Legacy. Yeah,
That's great.
See,
dude.
we don't have that in Utah. You have that. You don't have that nearly anywhere in the West.
No.
The only
West
place
is
is
really
kind of Seattle.
Yeah.
Hey, Kyre.
Hi.
Do you want
How's
to
it
tell
going?
us about how it's going out there?
Sure. Look, somebody opened a judgment pack and got a foil solitary confinement.
Nice.
Like in store?
No, they brought it. But
Okay.
but I guess they found a bunch of boosters and stuff.
That's sweet.
I love the set judgment.
Yeah, isn't that great?
That's sweet.
Foil solitary component.
So you guys want news? Well, so I think you guys saw me lose in round 1.
We did.
I think that's a pretty rough matchup. I think I made a mistake or two, but
We agree. We think it's pretty rough. Like
Well, and
I don't
it was really just a judgment call. You couldn't know that he has submerged there.
there's the one
see, and
call
that's-
between.
did you guys
that-
see me
yeah.
toying with
Yeah,
those
yeah,
two?
yeah.
Exactly.
Like, okay, so my
You're
mind,
like, well,
my
does,
mind
he,
was
does he
going.
have a force of will? And I'd rather have the Liliana
No,
in my
I wasn't
hand.
thinking force of will. I wasn't thinking force of will. My mind was going, okay, well, if I play Liliana, I'm gonna kill this creature, right? But that doesn't that gets me where I want to go, but it doesn't actually like push my victory. And then I was like, if I play Knight, I wall it off, and I untap with it, you know, and then I'm untapped. I have Liliana,
And you have access to all of your
I feel like this is the way I win the game.
Uh-huh.
And so I play Knight, and he goes submerge, and immediately I just go, oh, I messed up. like,
And then he has to shatter for your diamond and everything. Like,
oh man,
yeah, that was
I
It was a little rough.
got wrecked. But in
His-
my second round, I was able to ghost quarter and reoccur with Loam and get my magic and Sultai control.
That's good.
So
Yeah.
it was an interesting match.
Who was on Sultai control?
Tim.
Oh yeah. I literally walked out and just saw you playing against him. And I'm like, who else plays Sultai control?
Yeah, so it was cool.
Dude, Austria is a beautiful country.
I'd
all
love
of
to go to
all
Austria.
of that, like Munich down into Austria, like that whole Bavarian region.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness, because that's like where all of the well-preserved castles are in Europe. Is also there. You're just like driving down the highway and like see a castle. It's sweet.
I just want to go skiing.
Yeah, you're right there with all that too.
Yeah, Alps are on the list.
You haven't been?
Dolomites are on the list. We got
Okay.
lots of mountains to go see.
Even if
Dude.
you've been,
I
it's still gonna
haven't
be on
been,
the
I haven't
list.
been to the Alps, but like I'm surprised that you haven't been yet.
Not yet. It's harder with places that have their winter on the same
I haven't
hemisphere.
been to southern Austria. I've been to northwestern
Because usually I'm working.
Austria.
For sure.
I need to get down. I haven't been to much of northern Italy. I've done a little bit, but I haven't done much of it. And then I haven't done any southern Italy, which is another thing I need to do.
Oh, so funny story. At the beginning of the tournament, we were trying to scrounge up some Stoneforge Mystics for Terry,
Yeah.
and I asked like 20 people, like, "Hey, do you have any Stoneforge Mystics?" They don't exist in our store. Like, there's 2 people that have them, and they both play D&T,
Yeah.
and they use them,
That makes sense.
and so but nobody else even had them. You know, like I thought
It's a
the other
little
legacy
wild,
player.
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. We've got.
Did you talk to Corey too? I think he
Cor-
got rid of his.
I think he did. And then Les lent out his for today.
Weird.
And so we were just like, what is going on right now? So Trace had to go out of his way and bring him, because he's not playing tonight.
Mm.
He had to go out of his way and bring Terry Stoneforge Mystics.
Well, good
Shout
for
out to
Trace.
Trace.
I'm just going. I have one Stoneforge.
It's in the queue.
Am I helping? Am I helping? It's foil and it's pretty.
I mean, I used to have
playset.
Oh yeah.
I played Jeskai. I played Jeskai Stoneblade, Jeskai Delver, or America Delver is what we used to call it. Back when Dig Through Time was legal, and that's what I built when I came back. So I was in Taiwan for 2 years, right? I sold all my stuff, came back, rebuilt that, had that for 3 years until Dig Through Time's banned, and then start playing Bug. Or I guess it was 2 years until Dig Through Time was banned, because it was banned in 2015.
So what did you guys watch on camera?
We saw Elves versus Tez.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Elves
won.
Elves, huh?
No combo wins.
Yep.
Both times.
I heard he won with a Shaman of the Pack in round 1.
Yep.
Yeah. So and
he won a game in round 2 with that as well.
Yeah, he was talking to me about it, and he's like, yeah, I'm just like not very tuned with elves, and I was like, stop playing Infect, play elves. The deck's sweet.
The deck is sweet.
Yeah, he doesn't. Here's a unique thing about his deck though. He doesn't have a 4th guy's cradle.
Yep.
He's playing with 3.
I don't think the deck needs it. The
and
crop rotation there.
I think the card that he replaced with that slot is another crop rotation,
which I think is fun.
Yeah.
Which is okay. It is not the 4th cradle. That is not a cradle. Like
no.
It's not.
But it is what it is.
In a pinch, it can be, and I think in some cases it's better.
I think that's a fine budget option. Like.
I don't know, but I always feel like Elves is like always just like off.
Oh, it looks like we're getting ready for the next round.
All right.
Off the topic of tier 1, and I don't really understand.
I don't think it should be at all. I think Elves has been tier 1 contention for a while.
I just feel like it like finds its way like out of conversations. We just like never talk about Elves. Not only because we don't really have it in the store.
Yeah.
There's only 2 people I know that have Elves. One of them lives like an hour north of us, who's playing it.
Here. Yeah.
And then the other person is actually one of my roommates, but he like never comes.
There is another person in the store that plays Elves. He and his son just moved back here from Denver.
Okay.
And he's been playing Sing It Show actually more recently. So, and his son plays Burn. I need to start playing Chill in my sideboard for our Tuesday night meta, because there's like 2 or 3 Burn players and a
Goblins is starting to pop up a little bit.
Well, there's a Goblins player here today.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
I saw him.
He's playing against Terry, right?
Kevin's playing against him.
I love Kevin.
Yeah, he's cool.
I love Kevin.
I was saying it's weird, like, that Elves has had this uptick, because I don't think that the deck, like, was in a spot where it was bad before.
Yeah.
Like, it seemed fine. But there seems to be a bit of an uptick in people playing the deck, and it's kind of interesting to see, and I'm not really sure that I can put an idea behind as to why.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Go Goblin Lackey.
Lackey
I know $1,500 is a lot for a playset of a card, but keep in mind, this is a card that isn't everywhere, right? Or sorry, this is a deck that is very unique. No other deck in Legacy quite plays like Elves.
Yeah.
So, like, if you like the strategy Elves, you're gonna get yourself some Gaia's Cradle.
There are Goblins players, and they're not on stream. We're failures. We're sorry, guys. Goblins have made it on stream.
We've got what? Four color versus
still 2 more rounds.
Miracles and
no. Grixis Control versus Miracles.
Oh,
and we have Steel Stompy versus Imperial Painter.
Oh boy. Man, artifact matchups like crazy. Round 1, you guys got to see Tezzeret and Painter, and now you guys get to see Painter and. Oh man, this is so cool. Anyway, I'm gonna head out. Thanks for letting me take over the place for a minute.
Go
Wonderful.
play.
I got a round to win.
Okay, do it. Win your round, Kyre.
Okay.
All right.
As a Miracles player, you'd be happy for not popularizing the Green Menace. We're sorry, guys.
So Grixis Control versus
Goblins in next stream match or Riot.
We'll see what we can do.
Well, you got to get that Rito on, because we're gonna watch. We're gonna ask for it round 4. Oh, repairing.
Ooh.
Okay, we can ask for it, guys.
Drum roll.
Okay, please give us Goblins on stream. Please give us Kevin on stream. Please give us Kevin on stream if possible, and make it possible.
Okay.
Okay. Riots are fun when you can go either way on this.
For sure.
Best decks in the new meta, by our opinion. I think Sneak and Show right now is the big winner. It's been kind of obvious. Night of the Reliquary decks are also big winners.
Yeah, I'd say.
So I think the top 3 or 4 decks.
Maverick's a pretty big winner.
Yeah.
I think.
So either Maverick or Aggro Loam.
Mhm.
I think both of them have different kind of attack the meta slightly differently, but they're big. I think Sneak and Show. I think Miracles will be a big player in the meta. I don't think it's the best deck in the meta, but I think it's very, very solid part of it.
I'd love to see kind of a rock paper scissors meta come back where you've got like Miracles that holds some of these combo decks in check, and then you've got like decks like Goblins that attack Miracles very well, and like then you're able to develop that kind of a meta.
Infect, so I think the tier 2, like I think Food Chain still stays in the tier 2. I think Infect's still tier 2. I think Rug Delver's probably borderline. It really just kind of depends. You're going to see a lot of Reanimator in the tier 2 kind of eking their way into that top meta, but I think you're going to see a lot of Sneak and Show, a lot of Miracles, a lot of... What's the other deck I said?
I don't know.
We're going to see a lot of Stoneblade decks. It's definitely the best control deck. Yeah, Miracles is definitely the best control deck.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure.
And then so the other one I said was Night of the Reliquary deck, so Maverick Loam. I think that's going to be the top decks. So come prepared to play it. What replaced Deathrite in Food Chain though? Noble Hierarch, pretty easily. It's not even like Food Chain ran Deathrite Shaman because having the incidental graveyard hate was great. Having black is great. But I'm still playing Bug Food Chain. I went 4-1 with it the last time I played online. So I think Reanimator's pretty bad at the moment. I agree. But I think it's still in the tier 2. Like, you want to be wary of it going into a big tournament.
I think, to be honest though, Reanimator is just fine. I think Black-Red is much better than the Blue-Black builds that are out there. I think even though there's more dedicated hate, your game 1 is still really, really strong, and your game 1 got stronger.
That's true.
So your game 1's really strong, then you have to try and win a game 2 or a game 3, and I think your odds of winning one of those 2 games with the amount of discard that you have gets pretty easy.
Yeah.
And if you know what hate you have to fight through, you can fight through it.
Exactly. Exactly. And Reanimator's pretty good about that. We'll probably see a lot more. Obviously, Food Chain is, like you're saying, playing Relic in the main deck. But that was the thing that we were playing before the Deathrite Shaman switch, or ban, and the switch to other stuff. So I'm still just playing main deck Relic. I have 2 Scavenging Ooze in my sideboard now. Those could very easily be Fairy Macabres, just kind of depending on the metagame that I see.
Sure.
And there's a couple other things, like I'm playing Surgical still, just because it helps.
All right. Well, we've got...
And I think the Ballista build is much better than the Emrakul builds now.
We got some goblins to watch.
Yeah, Food Chain is definitely blue-green X, and you can kind of build it the way you want. Black is more optional, but Abrupt Decay and Baleful Strix are quite good. Exactly. So many different forms of hate. It makes you kind of do it. Rogue Food Chain with Blast out of the sideboard. Rogue Food Chain is pretty cool. I've taken a look at it. I haven't played it yet. It's the one build pretty much that I haven't played.
Okay.
The new Food Chain sort of things.
Yep.
I really like black still.
Black is such a good color for the deck. Hey, look, Goblins!
Goblins coming down.
That is the Matron.
Matron fetching up, I'd assume, a ringleader.
You know, the 7th edition Goblin Matron was one of, like, my favorite cards for the longest time, and I'm like, this card's so good, I can go and grab my Goblin... Goblin Pilgrim or whatever, the one that kills lands, and I would do that to my siblings, and just be like, you don't get lands. I was a dumb red player for a long time.
Ooh, that is a Liliana, the Last Hope.
What's the wild card tip for a great meta deck? Oh no, the Last Hope is really good against goblins. Rug Punishing Fire. Like with Dak Faden and stuff?
It'd be interesting.
I know that Chase Strifo
is still playing a Punishing Dak deck.
You know, that's not a bad thing if you're kind of Grixis-y. You're able to run like Notion Thief along with Dak and stuff like that and just get people.
Yeah.
Like
You'll have to wait for some lists of what? Some lists of Food Chain? Yeah, definitely. I want to. Yeah, Punishing Dak is sweet. Punishing Dak is like one of those. It's like one of those meme decks that I've always wanted to own, but I'm just like, I'm never gonna own Punishing Fire Grove of the Burn Willows. Nice. Yeah, Strifo, I love. Dude, that guy is just fun to watch. Very good deck builder, and like tester. Very smart. It really does. I've heard the things that I've heard are very good. Beating Merit Lage, yeah. You need some more bounce effects. Maybe have some more submerges.
So, Ringleader got another Goblin Matron, but that was the only hit off of it. But Cavernous Souls is doing a good job of being able to pressure Calvin.
Mox Diamond and Rug Loam? I mean, yeah.
I guess.
That Ringleader. Rug Dak. Are there Mox Diamonds in it? I haven't seen Chase's most recent list. Rug Loam would be an interesting one. I mean, of all of them, I would really love to see Bant Nightfall come back.
yeah, that'd be interesting.
That was a really fun deck, about 3 or 4 years ago. With the it was Battle for Zendikar. It came out with Battle for Zendikar. I think it was about 3 years ago.
So here comes him to Torak.
That card's pretty good.
Pretty good.
When your opponent's hasn't drawn that many cards off of his stuff.
I think the bad hit here for Kevin would be the Matron. Everything else is just kind of
the
iffy.
Matron would not be excellent.
It's like Incinerator and Mog Fanatic or
Meh.
Whatever.
They're fine. They're good incidental 1/1s. You've been testing with just straight Bant mid-range. The issue is that it runs out of gas. Yeah, Miracles does. I mean, we're back to a metagame where it was like before the ban.
Modern. That's a really weird way to spell legacy.
That is, I've never seen legacy spelled that way.
That's interesting.
Duke's Bant deck's kind of interesting. I love Nate. He's like, Bant's bad right now. Even Bant Food Chain, a lot of people have been trying to make it work because that's Noble Hierarch's colors, right? Bant Food Chain is just not as good as any of the other food chains. Like having Swords to Plowshares and that kind of cool thing is,
Sure.
fun, but it hasn't been amazing.
Ooh, Chain Whirler.
Yeah, it does 1 damage to each creature your opponent controls and 1 damage to each player. And they're both players. Both the Planeswalker and Calvin are players. This Punishing Deck list looks pretty excellent, actually.
That's kind of cool.
I'd have to get Tarmogoyfs and Groves, and then I have everything else. Yeah, I could build it. We have everything for it online. I am going to hold on to this and probably build this.
Coming soon.
Coming soon to an MTGO near you. Bat Jorgensen.
So Calvin's kind of in a spot where he has to find a way to deal with the pressure on the board. Otherwise, he's going to lose this Liliana and fall really far behind.
Are you saying that he's under pressure, pushing down on him?
Yes. I am.
The issue with the deck is it has a hard time killing big dudes, so you play Goyfs to block the big dudes. Okay. Yeah, how many submerges are you running? No submerges. Nothing in the side. You're at 2 Dead Gone. I like the Chandras. I think that's an excellent choice. Blood Moon's pretty interesting. But we haven't seen much lands.
No, not a ton.
I just finished building it online so we can play it.
I think a part of that's like cost. We have maybe like 1 or 2 people that can play lands in the shop.
And it's
Like-
because they already own the Tabernacle.
Yeah.
That's now a $3,000 card.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's your Marriage Sword. Play Crop Rotation on Maze. I mean, Crop Rotation Caracas could be
What
good.
is that? Is that a Trash Master?
I have no idea. Literal zero idea.
Might be a Trash Master. Let's find out.
Yeah, in the Rug deck, I think Crop Rotation Caracas makes a little more sense. Let's see. So what's the meta look like tonight? Because y'all just had 8 players and 4 were on Reanimator. We have no Reanimator. 1 Goblins, 2 Miracles, and then a smattering of a whole bunch of different decks. A Stoneblade deck, Grixis Control, like you see. Goblins. We have Tesserator, Steel Stompy, Imperial Painter, Loam, 2 Death and Taxes, Sultai Control.
Yeah, I think that's a.
You're gonna play
Trash
Bomberman at MKM Prague? Dude! Which version of Bomberman? 0 people on fair decks. You were the most fair, and you were on burn. 3 red-black Reanimator, 1 Tin Fins, 1 Elves, 1 12 Post, and 1 Tess. Jeez.
So Kevin with all the spice over here. Goblin Trash Master.
Goblin Trash Master.
Other goblins you control get +1/+1. You can sacrifice a goblin to destroy an artifact.
I actually think that's an excellent call.
It's a 3/3.
I think it's an excellent call for this.
Yeah.
Mono white Bomberman. I think you had said that, but oh yeah, there is elves. That damn you walk. There is one elves player. They played last round.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chalice Bomberman is excellent. Team out in Colombia, sweet. No, he's in the country of Colombia, obviously. Yeah, my LGS usually is combo heavy. This LGS has kind of rotated a little bit. Early on, it was pretty combo heavy.
It's not very combo heavy right
Sorry,
now,
it's
that's for
what
sure.
happened? Okay. All right. Here's the question for chat. Okay.
What's the question for Chad?
What happens? Chat. This is HC Fox happen to be in chat.
Mm-mm.
What happens if you
Neither is QC.
illusionary mask the new Nicole Bolas?
It comes down as a face down 2/2 and becomes a creature.
It's a face down 2/2 that isn't the Planeswalker.
Nope.
Nope.
That's too much to ask.
Why
I
did you
guess-
get it? Did you get it in your draft deck?
Nah, trade for one. But I guess that would have happened with like Jace or Flip Jace, right? That's already a question that would have happened. We were trying to figure out if there's a way to cheat other side
Cheat
of
the
Bolas
flip.
into play. Yeah, I don't think there is. Is there a way, chat, to cheat the new Bolas into
Make
play
infinite
flipped?
mana.
Yeah, like there was like Moon Mist that let you transform specifically a werewolf, but
Yeah.
there isn't one that lets you just transform a creature, right?
I don't think there's a one that specifically lets you transform. Just
Is
transform.
there a card that
something.
like lets you flip cards that are face up, face down? So
But it would be the
there's
same
crack open that's the other way around for the morph.
It would
yeah.
morph it though. It'd be
Yeah,
from
yeah,
2/2,
exactly.
just like Mask. I was hoping
Yeah.
that the wording in Mask was.
Yeah, it's like manifesting it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That'd be pretty fun though. Illusionary Mask. I got a couple ones.
Yeah. Quicksmith Rebel. Sorry, what? Why are we on
Quicksmith
Quicksmith
Rebel. Quicksmith Rebel.
No, Quicksmith
That just,
Rebels
makes
either
your
draw
artifact
cards or
ping things or something.
yeah, it's one of those two. The black-white Bobless is a lot of fun. I'm really good with it. Yeah, it allows an artifact to shock stuff.
Yeah.
It's shocking.
Very shocking.
It needs to exile it. Yeah, that's what I thought. You can't just flip it. Oh, because then it wouldn't get any loyalty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boo, they actually printed
Since
a
they
card
printed Karn.
in ways that are impossible to.
Interesting.
Mono white with Karn, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because you still get all of the great stuff without having to play scrub lands on top of the other dual lands, or on top of the other soul lands and stuff you have to play. You play Bomberman but lack a bunch of the money cards, so you have the LEDs. It's not bad.
Yeah, cities are expensive.
Dude, janky Bomberman list. They are, and you know who
Yeah.
wants to get rid of the City of Traders?
Oh yeah.
I do have an extra one.
Oath of Scholars, no. Karn is great against, I don't know what God decks are. But
We're watching Goblins versus Grixis Control.
We
Sit
are.
down.
Come have a seat.
But I have M19 to play, guys.
Uh-huh.
I got a silly little
M19.
weenie black-white deck that's pretty good.
Like 2 Badlands and Grixis control.
There was an M19 card.
Hymns and Lilies
In,
are solid.
Kevin's deck.
Yeah.
Goblin Trashmaster.
We also have a Dominari card
yeah?
in
Yeah.
Chain
Is that a
Whirler.
card? I don't even know what any. I drafted blind. I was drafting going, I have no idea what the removal
Trashmaster
spells
is the
are.
4-mana 3/3 that gives all goblins +1/+1, and you can sack a goblin to destroy an artifact.
Okay. Is that a chain whirler right there?
Chain Whirler is in, yep.
Doesn't that just kill all of the Baleful Strixes?
If it were entering the battlefield, then the Strixes were...
A Wild L3 Bryce appeared.
Hi!
Hey, he's a 3/2 Bryce. The last time he played on camera, he got 3/2.
I am 2-0 in M19 draft, all of you know.
Oh yeah.
He's just going to say
A
that it's an
2
inferior format.
Stick to core set drafts is what I should do.
Maybe.
That's about my ceiling. I found it.
Core set drafts.
Core
not,
set drafts.
Not even normal.
Set release
You
drafts.
don't have to read the cards. They're all vanilla.
They're all vanilla, like 2/2 flyers for 3 and whatnot.
Counterbalance in Grixis control? I don't think so.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, he was playing him. He himmed me. Yes, what was it, Tuesday?
I think he's on
Yeah,
4.
There's definitely him in there.
It was rude.
He's played a couple hymns
Most
on
of the
Kevin.
Grixis, any black control list I've seen recently has been running 4 hymns.
There's the Gurmag.
Maybe I should be playing hymns and Food Chain again.
Him's pretty well positioned right now, I think.
I told someone not to. In Food Chain.
I don't think you wanted that.
In Food Chain, I don't know, but like,
You wanted basics.
yeah.
I also think it's better as a Wall of Roots than a hymn to Torok.
Yeah. In that deck.
Because it turns into a Mist Hologriffin. People are like, oh no, I'm not going to counter your Food Chain. I'm like, okay, I win? And they're like, what? I'm like, yep. You let me have it. Thank you.
Jorgensen, how are you, sir?
M19 draft, Mike is leaking from the Discord.
Yeah. He's not. I don't think he's not playing in draft. I don't think.
He's not in your pod, probably. There are 2 pods. It's come on, it's release weekend.
Yeah.
You know that we fire at least like 7 pods.
What do you think of the set for drafting?
Probably not, of course. So.
So it's been a while since I've drafted a core set, and it's fun. It's not hard.
Yeah.
Jorgensen is lying to himself.
And it's fun to just turn cards sideways and
Kinda
attack.
cruise.
And yeah, play removal spells and creatures, and that's it. There's always a 1 or 2 bomb. I opened
A Brightling, because you're playing Battlebond.
Just kidding.
Isareth, the Awakener. He's a black dude.
Wait. Oh, it's the Death Touch one that,
Yeah.
like,
Sorry.
has
That guy,
nastiness.
he's good. I played him thinking it was pay X and return it to your hand, and it just comes back into play. It's even better.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude,
But-
the card is nuts.
Everybody I've played, my opponents are like having to read this card like 3 times. There's so much text on it. But that's a strong card.
It's basically like Chains of Mephistopheles that they reprinted into 2019, and nothing like Chains of Mephistopheles.
it's absolutely not at all.
The only
I mean,
reason
it's a
that
black
it's similar,
card,
the
and
only
it has
reason,
text.
yeah, it's a black card and it has text on it.
No, it's actually pretty easy to understand. When it attacks, though, is the strong part, right? It's not like when it deals damage to a player or whatever. Which
James
is
could use a reprint. Decent ruling. Good
so
wording.
It's a strong card for if you get it in draft or.
I forget who was asking for that the other day. They're like,
Chains.
someone explained Chains, like TLD Army on Chains. Oh, it was in the Provo playtest group. They do Modern and Legacy, and someone's like, TLD Army for Chains, and everyone's like, don't draw cards, don't draw extra cards.
If you put it in a little infographic they're doing online, it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
If this, then this. If that, then that.
Yeah, you draw your first card for the turn.
If you would draw any extra cards, you rummage. If you can't rummage, you just you mill a card before you draw.
Yeah.
That's pretty
the,
silly.
The infographic is
Yeah.
good. But in a wall of text, it's hard to you get lost. Well, this looks like fun. Nobody's playing Miracles. I don't like what's happening.
We haven't seen Miracles
isn't on
all
camera.
day.
Josh
We know
was-
there's
Josh is on camera playing against elves.
Yeah, so
fine.
our backup
Our backup match is Miracles versus Elves.
All right, I'm gonna go see what my draft is. I don't want
All right, good luck, sir.
to
Okay.
miss my.
Hey, look, QC just showed up.
Yay!
TLDR for chains. Read the Oracle.
Read
text.
the Oracle. Definitely read the Oracle.
Yeah. Are you drawing a card? Is it the first card you draw on this turn? Is it your draw step? Do you have a card in your hand? Ask those questions. That is how you do it. Right? What did Captain QC did?
He
He did just show up.
just
Okay.
showed up.
Time to see Bryce. Hi, Bryce. Bryce is gone already. I'll let him know that you said hi. But you'll have to know that Jorgensen got in the 03 Bryce slight before you, so flowchart.
Flowchart. Flowcharts are important.
But having a card that requires a flowchart is kind of not the greatest. It cannot be the greatest. It cannot be the best.
Aw.
So this has kind of turned. It seemed like Kevin was really kind of building up a.
Right. Well, Chain Whirler did a ton of work just being a 3/3 first strike.
Oh yeah. No, Bryce is 2-0. He was 0-3 on Tuesday.
So Calvin swinging in for 7. We're going to see Snapcaster get incinerated.
Yeah, Gem Palm Incinerator.
That's a wonderful goblin cycling. That card is actually pretty silly.
Yeah.
Actually, just pretty dumb.
Kevin drops to 7.
It's not a great place to be.
So if you're Kevin, what you really need to get back into this game is like a ringleader, right?
Yep.
Or a siege gang or something like that, maybe.
Yep.
Goblin Lackey's not going to do it. It does
Right.
block for a turn on Gurmag.
Yeah. But this game has gone a little bit long for his deck, and Grixis Control has a grip full of cards.
Now, fortunately, Counterspell's not really going to do much. But the rest is what you have to watch out
Yeah.
for.
The Stink Scourger could be pretty good here.
Sting Scourger.
It's a start. It's not
Scourger's not going to do it, I think, especially
not when Calvin is
not with the
primarily
second
hard casting this
Yeah.
Gurmag Angler.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is he just straight up hard casting the Gurmag Angler?
He's got to exile 1, maybe 2.
1 card.
1 card.
Wow. Okay, Calvin.
This is my 6-mana 5/5, and it looks like it'll be good enough. So Calvin takes game number 1.
Yeah. Harsh. He's harsh and the mellow.
In the meantime, let's see what our other table is doing. There, we can get rid of that.
Well, it looks like I don't know. I feel like Miracles lost the first game, which is kind of surprising. I guess I understand why though.
Yeah, obviously elves can just kind of get these hands where it goes off, and if Miracles doesn't have an early answer, it can just be game.
Yep.
Right.
So cards don't necessarily line up correctly.
Yep. That is the rough thing about Miracles. You're playing it so that you can have all the right answers, but in order to have all the right answers some of the time, you have to have the wrong answers some of the time.
Right.
Not the gobs. Yep. And the wall is on fire. This is round 3, okay. I was thinking in my head of heads that we were on round 4 for some reason. Mostly because Bryce showed up in the middle of that. And usually people don't show up in the middle of rounds unless like the tournament's already over, sort of.
For sure.
So
Good old Bryce.
good old Bryce trying to have Matt not cast so that he could, and then got roped into an M19 draft, which he is apparently winning.
Well, there you go.
So
He made the right call.
I believe he did. I think you made the right call by saying no. But
By staying here and us discussing
think-
Legacy.
Yeah, legacy or bust. Like,
always.
all right, Zenith for 2.
It resolves. Bryce just ruins everything. I'm surprised that Roger didn't shuffle his Green Sun Zenith back into his deck.
He's just doing the order of the cards correctly. First you have to shuffle, then you have to shuffle. Oh.
Nope.
Forgot about that Green Sun.
Well, one day he'll play the card correctly.
Graveyard. It's like Terminus was the draw, but Josh doesn't really care to use it yet.
I don't know. For those two cards, I mean, he's only going to get the Wirewood Symbiote.
There's a Dryad Arbor hiding as well.
Hiding? Oh, yeah, I see it.
And that's a Monastery Mentor
Yeah.
coming down.
Powerful magic card.
So, very, very powerful magic card.
Bryce just ruins everything, doesn't he? I don't know that he ruins everything. He's impactful to everything, certainly.
There's an Abrupt Decay.
That was sudden.
Would you say it was Abrupt?
You're right, Carnage. It is hiding illegally. It's supposed to be with his creatures. But he's made more than one mistake already this game, so we're going to let it slide. Because I'm lazy, and I don't want to go out there. Until something really egregious happens.
Alright.
I'm sure Josh is aware that there is a Dryad Arbor. You're just like itching to get it switched.
Oh, it's just about ready.
Just about.
Just about.
He did tap the Dryad Arbor for decay. That is a legal play.
There's Counterspell. In for one.
I thought he was going to block with that counterspell for a second.
I would.
I mean, you got to. You did block my lethal attack with
The
the Sylvan Library.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Man, Sylvan Library, unbeatable.
I'll block.
Not even Gristlebrand or
Sometimes you just gotta run
can
it.
get through. Yeah. They're not good readers. They don't understand. They don't ever understand the books.
Yeah,
of
it's a
Sylvan
forest. It's the Grand Prix promo forest.
Library. And the Dryad Arbor makes it into the correct zone and declares an attack.
All right. So it looks like we've got opening hands drawn. We'll see if people keep and then we'll switch it.
Mismatched basics should be illegal.
So you're saying that Kyre's deck should all be illegal?
Brainstorm in response to the Heritage Shoot. I think that's solid. There is a Force of Will there, so we'll see if that's what he wants to do. Probably gonna put... Oh man, a Fetchland on top. Why am I all of a sudden tired? Like, I'll check your lands for a Dryad Arbor, but run the same forests. Agreed.
What do you think of those GP lands?
The planes being at like $15 or whatever
That's pretty wild.
makes me really want to sell it.
Yeah.
Other than that, they're sweet. I love the mural of it. Kyre's deck should all be illegal.
All right. So Kevin's on the mole, but he's keeping this and scrying.
And Calvin kept his.
Calvin kept.
It looks like he's got lands and spells in his hand. And there's at least a Baleful Strix and a Brainstorm.
That it does. Just gonna put that to the bottom. We start off with Mountain
You're cooking ribs and Jack Daniels flavored sausages. It's going to be good.
Ooh,
You know what you need to have
that
is
sounds really
the
good.
Taiwanese sausages, where they're made with galliang, which is a rice wine, but it's like a 58 proof rice wine,
Yeah.
and it has kind of a taste of licorice.
Sounds great.
Dude, those sausages are.
Is it
Oh,
like
man.
midnight in French Canadian? yeah.
It's getting
Almost.
close, right?
Almost.
Yeah, it's almost midnight over in French Canada.
New border basics are never okay. I mean,
Harsh.
yeah, it is.
I actually just ordered another alt art forest for my food chain deck so that I can have matching alt art forests. Because I have arena, or I have APAC island and swamp.
Yep, I love me some Apex. As you know, APAC Islands is probably my favorite. The one with the bridge.
APAC,
yeah.
Mine's not the one with the bridge. Mine's the one with the junk, the Chinese APAC.
Yep.
Yeah, Chinese junk is like, oh.
That's a pretty good one too, I'm not gonna lie.
People don't take enough pride in their basic land game. With legacy players more so, but Kyre is one of the few. That APAC island though, with like the pagoda,
Yeah.
the temple thing is, oh man.
That's definitely my favorite. So we got some War Chief action coming through.
Now what does War Chief do specifically?
War Chief makes your goblins cost 1 less, and it gives them haste.
Ah, that's pretty good.
It's a 3/2.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Pretty good magic card, as it turns out. It looks like he's going to be able to follow that up with a ringleader next turn.
Dude, 1996 Arena are excellent lands. Oh.
Yeah, arenas are pretty good.
But they're foil.
Yeah, Odyssey.
Onslaught Basics and Odyssey. Oh.
Odyssey art. Some of those Odyssey foils are amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Basic land foils.
I prefer to both of those blocks is invasion block lands.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some excellent invasion block lands. And it's like, oh. But my APAC swamp, guess which APAC swamp it is?
Is it the Korean one?
Yeah, the gravestones.
Yeah, the gravestones. Yeah.
Yep. I love that one.
Yeah, that art's really good with all the little spirits and stuff.
Going in and out. It's sweet.
Yeah,
Lorwyn matching islands and swamps are not bad. But he hates control.
1996 Arena is not foil? Oh, I'm thinking a couple years later. My bad. I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize for the misstatement. Here's my like Asian bow all the way to an apology. Beta for Legacy, APAC for Modern, Unhinged for Standard. I lose a lot. But I do it in style.
Hey, you got style.
Beta for Legacy is also an excellent choice.
You can never really go wrong with beta.
Yeah.
Ooh, that him took out the second ringleader.
And a Cavern of Souls.
I think that leaves Kevin with a siege gang in hand, so he needs one more mana to put into play.
Or a Goblin Lackey. Or draw a Goblin Matron, that's not bad either.
Matron's not bad.
Loser. B-Mitch 8. Don't understand. Calvin's playing a hideous hymn. I agree with that completely. It's the only foil version, and that's I believe why he has it. But I will only play Fallen Empires hymns, even though there are foil versions. Even when I had my foiled out food chain deck and I was playing hymns, I only played the Fallen Empires version.
That makes sense. Ooh, so we're gonna see a snap
him. Jeez,
that is rough.
You don't care about foils until you can have entire foil 75. Don't see them printing foil duels anytime soon. That was the only. So my deck was 70 cards foil.
Yep.
For food chain. So either the Wolf or like the Spider-Man. Those are my two favorite Fallen Empires versions. But like the prayer ring.
Hoover hymns.
Hoover hymns or GCFO. Yeah. It doesn't have foil duels, so we might as well use Fallen Empires. I agree. It doesn't even have unlimited duels, let's be honest. For you not knowing about those basics, who hasn't memorized the foil lands in an encyclopedic way? Oh. You're right.
Loser.
That's why I'm a loser, yeah. Hoover hymns are excellent. Wolf hymn, honestly, that one's it's close for me between that and Spider-Man.
It's pretty good.
I usually split it 2 and 2.
2 and 2 split.
Yeah. And the reason I call him the Spider-Man is because he looks like the guy from Spirited Away that has the little dust spiders.
Okay. Yep.
That's why I call him the Spider-Man. The hymn, like the dinner hymn, where it's the guy eating dinner and like the shadow over him. That one I think is the most underplayed.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. I love seeing that one.
Where do you stand on like dark ritual art? I think there's two that come to mind.
My favorite is the Ice Age one.
The Ice Age one.
It's like the altar, sort of, and the blood's coming over the side.
Okay.
I really like that one.
So there's the one with like the creepy floating eye, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That one's kind of cool.
That one's really good.
And there's the one that's my favorite, which is the Mirage one.
Okay.
Which has like the guy with like stuff coming out of his arms. And,
Yeah.
The ritual.
That
thing
one is
going on.
criminally underplayed.
So I play that one.
That one is criminally underplayed. I love it too. Ice Age Ritual is your vote. Alpha Writ is not bad, but I like a lot of the reprintings.
How much is that Grixis deck?
The one that Calvin's playing?
A decent
I'd
amount.
probably say about $4,000. The Brainstorms and the Forcer Walls are quite expensive. The Judge promo lands, and then obviously the dual lands, but
Yeah. Underground Seas. Man.
Masks is cool. OG Art or GTFO. Okay. Dude, Jorgensen is on one. That bourbon, like he is no longer just being entertained by the bourbon. It is paid for dinner and it's taking him home.
So Calvin's down to 8, but he's got the board pretty much under control here. He's got a Jason play, and
You like the newest Dark Writs? Oh man, Saga Writs are fine.
newest Dark Writs, it's okay.
You say his duels are 4K on their own? Maybe.
Betrosh, yeah. Mask Writs are pretty awesome.
I think his entire mana base is probably about 3K.
Yeah, I don't know,
Well, that
man.
would make the
Like,
deck about 6K.
So it depends on
Oh, you moved out of from the bourbon to the double rye.
if he's running 3 Underground Seas, then the mana base goes up a lot, right?
That's true. Use Tempest Dark Writ. The Mercadian Mask is your second. Tempest is a fine Dark Writ. There are a lot of Dark printings. I saw
Tempest Dark Writ's kind of like the classic.
I saw a 5th edition Dark Writ. Yeah, Tempest Dark Writ is like the classic.
Like that's.
I
the
saw
one
a
that
5th
people
edition
pick.
with pristine white borders, and I was like, oh, that is a beautiful looking Dark Ritual. It's one of those cards that just pops because of the white border, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
But if the rest of the deck isn't white bordered, you're like, yeah, so. Mana-less, LED-less Dredge can do well in an event looking at getting into Legacy at a decent price point. If you want to get in a decent price point, play Burn, really. I don't think Mana-less Dredge is at a very good spot at all right now.
Yeah,
you can play the event, but I think you'd have a better time with Burn.
I think the bigger problem with Manaless Dredge is that it doesn't really transition into another deck well. So if you're trying to look to get into the format for budget and then upgrade as you can, it doesn't give you a strong starting point to do that.
Yeah.
So you're better off trying to do something like Burn, where you might be able to transition into like Blue-Red Delver, and then from there you can transition into maybe Rug Delver or something like that. That gives you a nice starting point. Or
Miracles is another
Miracles,
option.
yeah, exactly.
You can play Miracles with mostly basics. Basics and fetch lands. You don't really need to get dual lands for it.
Death and Taxes is another relatively cheap deck to get into.
Yep. Everything is printed in the modern border now.
Sure.
So you can play the entire deck in the modern border.
Except for what printing of Caracas is modern border?
The Eternal Masters.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Eternal Masters, Caracas. You like Blue Red Delver Steam Vents. Blue Red Delver is a fine one. But you can build Burn into Blue Red Delver and be just fine with that.
I always forget about Eternal Masters.
Yeah, Eternal Masters was actually quite a set. The best counterspell is Sad Frankenstein.
Sad Frankenstein.
I don't think Sad Frankenstein's the best one. I like the Funky Wizard, the Tempest one.
Yeah.
Or the OG. Nope. Like Alpha Beta Unlimited. Like that counterspell is excellent.
You know what one I've liked that they've recently printed is like the Jace Nova one.
Yeah, where he's
that one's actually okay.
Yeah.
Like
Shocks are bad with dazes. That is true. But it's a way that you can kind of go from burn to blue-red.
Sure.
Kind of crossover. Best counterspell is Arena Promo. False. I think we definitively proved you wrong. Death and Taxes is pretty fun, and if you do want to go into blue decks later, it does have expandability.
Yeah.
But, like, Death and Taxes is a very good deck right now in the metagame.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely buy the deck for less than 1K. The worst thing is really probably just going to be Aether Vials. Most everything else is $20 or less.
Yeah, the Port reprint did a really good job of helping out with that too.
Port and Caracas. I mean, Caracas is still around 40. I think Ports are probably around 50, 60. But
yeah,
Aether Vials are like 70, 80. Not false, sir. I'm pretty sure that we're having a subjective argument.
Oh, it's not subjective if you're just wrong, Brian.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It's not subjective if I'm just wrong. D&T is in a great position. You're in Australia, sir. Not really. I'm missing this.
Where in Australia are you?
Blackroot Reanimator is nice and cheap. Yeah, Blackroot Reanimator is nice and cheap. If you do understand the lines, the deck is quite good. He's probably from like Queensland or something. He's a northern Aussie. Right? Queensland's north? What am I?
Queensland is not north.
What am I thinking of?
Brisbane.
Okay. I'm looking at a map of Australia now. Poor Gobos next time. Yeah, Goblins will get it next time. Brisbane's a nice place. I've heard. Never been.
I haven't been to Brisbane. I've been to Melbourne. I've been to Sydney. Obviously I lived in Jindabyne for a winter.
Okay. Dude, Queensland is totally northern Australia.
No.
Yeah.
All right. That's a little bit further north. I thought it was more in line with like.
I mean northeastern.
Yeah.
But like.
All right, you got me.
Okay.
You got me.
The only reason I know it's
calling me out on my geography.
They do a lot of cattle farming up in Queensland, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So I've got friends from Queensland.
Okay.
Who are cattle ranchers.
Awesome.
With like hundreds of acres of farmland, and I'm like, ooh, in Australia, and I'm like, oh yeah, Australia is a big place.
It is. It's very big.
It's one of the big continents too. Jam Putrid Imp in 2018, like a G. Yeah, there you go. Mono black is good if you're lucky. But I guess our man is more Eastern Australia. Unless, I mean, you don't hear of many people from, like, Perth and stuff.
Oh, sure you do. Perth is fine. Western Australia.
Yeah, but, like, really?
Perth's a big city, man.
Yeah. I guess Queensland's not in the Northern Territory, so I you know.
All right, so Calvin takes the match. And let's see if there's anything else going on. I'm not sure. We've been on this one for a while. Looks like they're all done.
If I go out to visit Australia in September, I forget your name. Doa? If I go out to visit in September, what's the city that I should go to? I think my buddy's in Melbourne.
Melbourne's a really fun city.
Yeah?
Yeah. They've got a really, like, nice Chinatown area where you can get some amazing, like, dumplings and stuff like that.
Okay.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. Sounds great. What are the... I mean, is it just meat and potato? Like, what's the main thing? Like, what is the average Australian dish? Is it kind of like England, where it's basically like Indian food? Like they just borrow foods from other cultures?
Borrow food from other cultures, really.
Okay.
Like, I mean, yeah, you could have like kangaroo meat or whatever, but like, it's not like there's any Australian dish that.
It's just kind of like, yay,
Yeah.
we made it from England. We're gonna borrow whatever's around us.
Right.
Now, have you been out to New Zealand?
Yeah.
Are there any local things there? Like, do you get anything more local, or is it still kind of the
Not
same
really.
sort of thing?
It's kind of similar.
Okay. Don't really have a standard dish. Normally roast dinners, sausages, mashed potatoes. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, like
bangers and mash, eggs and champ. Like,
sausages, mashed
those are solid.
potatoes.
you should start in Brisbane and make your way down the East Coast. Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
How far? How far is it? Like, how long would I be traveling down the coast to get from Brisbane to Melbourne?
To Melbourne?
Yeah. I mean, that's like you're like from the East Coast all the way down to like the southern tip of Victoria.
Take you. I'm gonna take a guess. I'm gonna take a guess that it would take you at least 2 to 3 days travel.
Of like straight driving or
Straight
like
driving.
wow,
Maybe.
wow,
Well, I mean, like stopping and like sleeping, but like,
yeah. My buddy is in Melbourne.
I don't know. 10 hours to Sydney. Yeah. So 18 hours of travel time. That'd be like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You could stop in Canberra.
Canberra. Yeah.
That'd be interesting. So I'd want to spend like a week or at least a week doing it. Going there and visiting. If I just strike one city, Melbourne's probably the city to do.
I liked Melbourne a lot. I thought it was really fun. I liked it better than Sydney for what that's worth.
Okay.
Haven't done Brisbane, so I don't know about that.
Okay. What's the most unique thing about Brisbane? Dewa. It's all on you. You're gonna be our Australia guide in chat while we wait for the next round to start, which should be soon. It should be finishing up here. Okay. Way longer to go from one side of Canada to the next, but there's nothing to see. So
There's not
that
a
is
ton.
true.
There's not a ton in the middle of Australia either, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
If you get on like,
I mean, it's pretty much the same. It's coastlines. Like in Canada, there's like Calgary and whatnot, like Edmonton, that area. Like there's some stuff, right? But it's really kind of like Vancouver and Victoria, like
Right.
BC, and then like Quebec
right?
and
So
like that side, Toronto and all that.
like when I was there, I was with a couple friends, and they lived out in Perth. But to get there from where we were working in the Snowy Mountains, we kind of road trip down to Melbourne and then towards Adelaide, and then from Adelaide they drove all the way back across towards Perth, and it takes them forever on like endless nothingness roads.
Yeah,
Like
like even worse than ours, like from Salt Lake to like LA.
yeah, even worse than
Even
that.
worse than
like
that.
and
Some places were not meant to be seen.
yeah.
Pretty much the only place. Yeah, I've been to Toronto and I've been to Vancouver, and I loved both of those cities. I haven't done Montreal yet. That's on my list of places to go. But I am not a French speaker. I've got very, very minimal French, and so I'm worried that I would be kind of looked down at. So you just kind of have that going for it. We have a lot of more multicultural hubs outside the city. It's a lot more sprawling than your traditional CBD. Got animal sanctuaries and good day trips. Okay, that's cool. I told you, yeah, Brisbane's the capital of Queensland. Got it.
All right, looks like pairings are just about to go up.
Interesting. Oh, just looking at Brisbane.
If you go to Montreal and you don't speak fluent French, they just spit on you.
I'm pretty sure that's what happens. Yeah, I know most people speak English there, but I just am concerned about being looked down on for having a modicum of French knowledge and not being able to speak French.
Brian just doesn't want to be spit on.
Hashtag facts. Actually, we spit on everyone. Yeah, I just don't want to be spit on. Let's be honest, guys. Although, I mean, I say this, but I've actually made 4 trips to France.
What
and
if
enjoyed it every time.
What if Brian just goes like with a giant like moose mask and like some antlers? Would that get him by? Like,
Yeah, they'd probably
if he
just let me walk
like
by.
you know.
I'm a moose.
If he just mooses it up.
I'd be looked down on it because I have a U.S. license plate. No, I'd fly to Montreal and rent a car and or just take whatever transit systems you guys have up there. That's what I mean. In Taiwan, I like never rent a car because the transit systems are so good, and that's what you kind of do in Europe is you just take transit because it's so good.
Yeah.
And then you get to the United States and you're like, I have to rent a car,
Mm-hmm.
or I travel elsewhere in the United States and I have to rent a car, and it's like, why? What am I doing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely couldn't get away with that. How's Australian public transit?
Depends on where you are.
Okay.
Like in the cities.
I know Canadian's pretty
like,
good.
All the big cities are good. Like
If you're in Melbourne, if you're in
Sydney, if you're in Sydney, if
can
you're
get
in
around.
Melbourne, like there's trains and buses and stuff like that. Usually
But if
they
you want to
have,
get
like, a
outside
tap
the
card.
cities, you have to.
Right. Yeah.
Mm.
It's a lot harder to do. There are like some buses that go out, like sort of Greyhound style.
Okay.
It's
not as good.
Yeah.
I do not like
Skytrains.
Thailand. Man, let me tell you, I had a really terrible experience in Bangkok. Hua Hin and or Hua Hin out on the west. The west of Thailand is excellent.
Okay.
Central Thailand, I'm not a huge fan of. Southeastern Thailand, like, unless you're just there as a sexpat, then like there's no reason to be in Pattaya or any of those places. Like, it's just all about sexpats. And you're like, ugh, not my favorite place to be.
Somewhere where you feel like you have to take 6 showers.
Yeah, 6 showers leaving in the morning, 6 showers when you come back, and 6 showers before you go to bed. You're just like, ugh. I mean, I did get a massage, but I didn't get a massage.
Mm-hmm.
And they do excellent massages.
Greyhound style, crocodile Dundee style.
On your left, you'll see a crocodile. I'm gonna go wrestle it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of spiders, and they definitely have a fair share of those down in Australia.
Yeah. They have a fair share of those in Taiwan, actually.
Yeah.
So I know in Australia they certainly have like the dinner plate size ones, jumping spiders, all those.
The
things.
huntsmans that are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in Taiwan, they don't really ever get that big,
Mm-hmm.
but you'll see banana spiders, which are quite poisonous, and they're the size of a dinner plate. And then you see ones on trails as you're going. They're just incredibly colorful. They're these yellow spiders, and they start out about this big, and they get up to about this big, the same size of a dinner plate, and like they just have webs, literally, that cross paths. And so as you're going hiking, sometimes you either turn around or you've got a machete with you to cut down their webs because they're just sitting there in the center of their web. They're not poisonous, but it's like, that's a big spider.
Big. Yeah.
You see those more in the south, and they've got some jumping spiders in the south. But really, I mean, there's a lot of daddy long legs.
See, like things. Huntsmans are huge, but they're not gonna kill you.
Yeah,
it's the small, tiny ones that are gonna kill you.
It really is the little ones that catch you.
But Australia has a bunch of those too, and snakes and stuff like that, and pretty much anything else that you can think of that can kill you.
Yeah. Scorpions, all that.
It's pretty wild though. Like some of the wildlife's pretty awesome to see. Like kangaroos when you're out and about, like they're kind of cool to see. They are definitely not the smartest animals in the world. There's not much life behind those guys. But
they will kick you at about growing level if you try and get in a fight with them.
But they're everywhere. There's like no real natural predators for them, so they're just everywhere. I mean, obviously not in the big cities, but
yeah.
when you get out into the country.
Sign you up for the murder hikes, dude. Taiwan, hikes in Taiwan are actually really excellent because you do get to see a ton of wildlife, and yeah, there's a lot of insects and things like that. I have never run into anything poisonous as I've been hiking, and I've been in some very rural and like very like off the grid areas. As far as that, you love living in a cold place because there's absolutely zero dangerous insects. That was my favorite thing about Iceland.
Stuff, like moose will trample you.
Yeah.
Avalanches will get you.
Yep. Iceland, my favorite part about traveling in Iceland was there literally being gulls and birds, horses, sheep, and cockroaches, and that's like the wildlife of Iceland.
Yeah.
And then one of my favorite Icelandic jokes is, what do you do if you get lost in an Icelandic forest?
What?
You stand up. Because literally none of the trees are higher than about 3 or 4 feet.
That's great.
Because they deforested the island.
Moose is not an insect. That is correct. A moose is not an insect.
Yeah, zero dangerous insects.
Yeah.
Iceland's towards the top of your tippy top of your travel list. Well, if you ever decide to go, I will go with you. I can find us cheap flights, and I know travel guides and speakers.
Pretty sweet.
Speakers.
Yeah.
Have you been?
I haven't. It's on my list as well.
Oh man, Iceland is an excellent country. You want to go in the summer, so August, late August is good.
Yep.
Or right at the beginning. August. August is a good month to go.
August.
Because it's the land of the eternal sun.
Yep.
So you can literally be out all the time if you want.
Mm-hmm.
You can go out and just take a bike and kind of travel around the island. It's always 70 degrees. You can just go to any stream, grab water out of it because it's all clean and fresh. And then you can pretty much just roll out a bedroll because all the ground is pretty much all just moss. And it's like thick moss.
Wow.
It's excellent.
Really cool.
It's like the perfect country. I mean, you definitely want something to darken your eyes because it's always light outside if you do that. But dude, Iceland is one of my favorite countries.
GP Iceland, so we can all go.
Dude, GP Iceland would be sick.
Let's campaign for it. GP Iceland.
Dude, GP Reykjavik, legacy as a legacy GP would be excellent.
Let's start the campaign.
Yeah.
GP Reykjavik.
GP Reykjavik. Reykjavik is a sweet city.
GP, what was the name of that volcano?
Which one?
In Iceland.
The one that exploded recently? Yeah. I think it's Vatnajökull.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, Vatnajökull is one of the biggest volcanoes that they have.
Yeah.
The last volcanic eruption that happened, my dad actually used to own property there. And it was Lambafjeld is the name of the mountain that it was, which means Lamb's Head Mountain. And so the entire area, and it was also a ranch that they had, like it was acres and acres of stuff. We owned a mountain. But it's now covered in about 2 feet of ash.
Sad times.
So.
All right, so we're getting pairings up here. It looks like we're going to have Josh versus Calvin and Kevin versus Roger. So we could have... Ooh, we have to watch this one, don't we? It's going to be Elves
Kevin
versus Goblins.
Elves versus Goblins. We
Elves
have to
versus
watch
Goblins.
That. We have to watch that. You had to look up how to spell Reykjavik? That's fine.
All right. So we've got Elves versus Goblins and Grixis Control versus Miracles.
Yeah. Now, if you're looking for flights to get in, WoW Airlines is excellent to get to Iceland, and you can also travel through to other places.
They've been running some crazy deals too.
Yeah, the airport that you want to fly through is Keflavik, which is actually just so there's like kind of a bay. There's Reykjavik and then Keflavik, and it's in Keflavik. So, or I got it the other way. Sorry, Reykjavik, Keflavik, on the other side of the bay, but they're right next to each other. It is a tribal fight, and Chain Whirler will be excellent in this matchup.
All right, we're just waiting for players to sit down.
I actually did a report on Vatnajökull. I'm trying to think of why
Maya did a report on Vatnajökull.
Yeah, Chain Whirler could be really good here, right? Like in the Elves versus Goblins matchup. Yeah. Could
Dealing damage to everything.
Could be pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I don't think he has Goblin Sharpshooter like back in the days, but like, you know.
This could be a pretty fun match.
Exactly.
All right.
Well, that is the correct match. We got Roger in the right place.
Switch out some names here.
Yep, we just got to switch Kevin to the other side. Yep, right there. That's Kevin.
On Goblins. I think this would be a very good match to kind of like end the evening on.
I'm excited. I'm super excited.
What? Who did actually?
Chain Whirler seems good. Yeah, he did cast it against Calvin.
He did. Yeah.
It wasn't wonderful in that matchup though, but it was all right. It held its own, did a lot of work. Just being a 3/3 first strike did a decent amount.
That was the main thing of it. But like, it would have done more against Calvin if it had been different. A Boondock Saints reference. It was a tribal fight, probably.
It wasn't fun.
We're all nerdy enough for it. Kevin has Goblin Sharpshooter. He does. That's what Zach's saying.
Does he?
I guess.
I didn't see it.
I haven't seen it yet. It might just be a sideboard thing.
Josh on the Miracles. Well, Josh is potentially doing another 4-0 with Miracles, so.
Josh had a pretty uncharacteristic bad Tuesday tournament. He did not do well.
I didn't realize.
Yeah. Like, he won like maybe 1 or 2 matches tops.
Yeah. I had a really weird Tuesday tournament as well. I played against first round against Burn. Sure.
Sure.
I didn't get the right parts of my deck, which is kind of how that works.
Second round against me.
Second round against Matt. I go from Matt to Trace, and then Trace to Tim. So it's like I played against only people that I know or that work for me. His ringleader keeps only hitting like 1 goblin. That he's only playing like 14 goblins
in his deck. I'm pretty sure he's playing more goblins than that. I think he's just been having some really bad ringleader.
I don't know, man. I think he's playing like 4 lackey, 4 ringleader, and we saw like 1 or 2 other goblins.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
like,
definitely.
You know, yeah,
it's probably just.
That's
14.
probably all there are in the deck.
Yeah.
At that point, can you even call it goblins? Like,
yeah, exactly. I don't think you can.
Yeah. Too bad there is no sequel indeed, Captain QC. Too bad. Alright, so Kevin's got a hand with Vile, Cavern, Lackey, and some goblins, so it's probably a keep.
It's usually what you do.
Now, Roger does know this matchup quite well. He has played a fair share of goblins of his own in the past, so
I will be back.
he should be able to. He should know what's up. Whether he can fight against it or not, who knows? But so we're gonna Green Sun Zenith for Dryad Arbor. Rumors of a new Boondocks movie. Interesting. Oh no. Like at this point, it's been so long, it probably wouldn't be worth it. Alright, so shuffled cut. Should see it pass back. Looks like Kevin's thinking about playing down that vial, but all right, so Kevin just passes the turn back to Roger. Roger looks like he's got Glimpse, definitely his Cradle, another Dryad Arbor, a Heritage Druid, alright, plays second Arbor, plays Symbiote, and a Heritage Druid. Passes turn.
So I just saw on the floor, Vivi Blue, one of our sponsored players, has a Lexical Deathrite shirt. She has the Deathrite shirt crossed out with with red marker, and
That's
it looks like masking tape and red marker, but I think it's a different material of some sort. But it's really funny, really funny. Why is it so? What about Bubble? What's going on? Something about Bubble. Okay, sure. Yeah. Okay.
Let's do. We can.
We'll let it lie. we'll let the chat lie. Where it is. How is Goblins versus Elves?
So Lackey's been walled off, and we're kind of in this point where Glimpse is starting to cause issues.
1, 2, 3.
We'll see if it can continue.
Yep. This Chain Whirler is going to be so good.
5 green mana.
Oh no. Dungard.
Thanks for the follow.
It's an interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for the follow. May the odds be ever in your favor. Tap all your things.
Chain Whirler would be quite the play.
I don't know that Chain Whirler is going to resolve. I don't think that Kevin's going to get another turn.
Yeah, we'll see.
That is usually the way that you do it, right there.
This is kind of the am I dead, like.
I mean, he's still got to draw a bunch more cards, but he's going to be able to make a ton of mana. Luck, skill, Deathrite Shaman.
Now you just need luck and skill.
Yeah, yeah. WotC took away the other element of it. 4 green. Let's play that Land of War Elves. I mean, the Elvish Mystic. That's whatever.
It's basically a Land of War
It's
Elf.
the same thing. And you untap that guy. There you go. Legacy is 2-dimensional now. Just luck and skill. Doesn't have the dimension of Deathrite Shaman. Oh man.
I think this is called going off.
Yeah, we found the natural order.
Found the natural order. Okay. He might need like one more untap effect for a creature to really get things going.
I think he's just getting the second Sentinel here. Yep.
Sure.
That going off was after you stroked it a little. I mean, he's already done... Yeah. Yep. Uh-huh. He's already done that part.
because he's going to tap. Subtleties of the English language are important.
Yeah,
Captain
QC, we're there. The deck has definitely been manipulated multiple times, so I think we're there.
Okay.
Right, another symbiote.
Yep. And we're going to untap. Sure, that works. Tap that. Get 3 more. Okay. Go to 6. Yep. Do the thing. Draw the cards. Untap the dudes. Come on, untap your dudes. Because you played a green spell.
I'm not sure what's going on here.
He's trying to see if he can win with the natural order here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
He's
8,
also trying
9,
to see if he can
10
just crater hoof here.
creatures. So 10 creatures. Crater hoof itself would be 15.
No, he fizzled because he has like 5 lands in his hand. There's a good guy, Kevin, reminding him that he has.
So he can attack with one of these Nettle Sentinels.
7, 8. No, both Nettle Sentinels came in this turn. He can attack with a Wirewood Symbiote.
With a Wirewood Symbiote.
He's getting +8/+8? No, let's see.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Yeah, so 15 plus 11 is 26. I'm pretty sure that's a win.
3 power with the blockers. Maximum 4. 3 toughness, I mean. That should be game. So Roger takes that one.
Trying to figure out which creatures aren't summoning took, yeah.
Yeah.
From his deck choice, you'll say, but whatever.
All right.
Well, that's how you play a game of Magic, I guess.
In the meantime,
now we've got kind of like this control matchup, and I feel like Josh is winning.
Yeah, there's a counterbalance and a chase in play. I think Josh is probably firmly in the driver's seat.
Josh only has 1 card in hand, but Calvin only has 2 cards in hand. And Josh fans out of the graveyard to see that, yes, in fact, he is winning the game. Good job, Josh. I'm glad that you confirmed for us that by fanning out your graveyard that you are firmly in the lead. Untap draw. Well, untapping with a Jace the Mind Sculptor is always a good thing.
Pretty good. Brainstorm in hand.
Brainstorm off the Jace? No, he's going to...
Uptick. Uptick on himself.
Yeah, that's fine.
Keep that on top. Pass turn. I kind of like that, to be honest.
I feel like Josh is winning. Something you hear literally all the time on the PCG stream. Yeah, it's literally, always. I think literally always.
All right, so that's gonna get counterspell.
Counterspell. The
Josh
brainstorm
knows what's on top, so counterbalance is gonna stay unrevealed, and Jace gonna drop to 1 off of a lightning bolt.
Ooh.
And the Snapcaster is going to finish off that Jace.
That is some strong magical cards.
It's a pretty good thing to deal with. And Calvin knows the coast is clear for this Baleful Strix, knowing that there's no 2 on top.
Very interesting. And it draws a Snapcaster Mage.
Monastery Mentor.
That is a card. Except the replay of the New Year's 1K. Hashtag throwing shade. Yeah, if you go back and watch the replay of the New Year's Eve 1K, the Legacy Symposium, you'll get Josh losing to lands.
Well, there you go.
It doesn't happen often.
Josh does lose. You know,
he does.
He does.
He's usually on a pretty good tear, and I think his average win rate is just slightly above a 3-1.
Probably.
Well, Josh got snap himmed, and lost that Council's Judgment. That would have been a very good out to the
Yeah.
Garmag Angler. Now he's going to take 7. Losing to Choke. You know, they just got their deck boxes.
Mm.
And I just want to confirm for you that Paul's deck box says choke him out.
Mm-hmm.
It says that. Okay, so from being in the driver's seat to, man.
Yeah, this is looking like a rougher position, and just like that, big swing.
Yeah. The value out of the Grixis control deck is, I mean, it seems like it was somewhat unmanageable even with that counterbalance. This is why Top was banned.
Yeah.
Exactly what's going on right now is why Top was banned. Okay, cool. You got down to 1. Choke him out, and Josh draws a fetch line and packs it up.
That's going to be it for that game.
I believe that's game 1, so.
Grixis control up a game.
Yep. You can transition and switch. And on the backup, we've got Pithing Needle already down. It's naming Aether Vial, and an Aether Vial in play for the Goblins player. License plate, Choke MT.
All right, Damping Sphere.
Shock Mountain.
Damping Sphere is an interesting one. Does Elves really care about that?
Yes.
A little bit?
So every spell.
Yeah.
So he basically
like
gets
it
one
slows
spell
him
turn.
down, but it's not nearly as bad as like a Trinisphere, right?
Or Sphere of Resistance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It also turns off his Guy's Cradles.
His Guy's Cradles.
Okay.
only
Yeah.
produce one
Does
colorless.
turn off Guy's Cradle. That's important.
So it actually slows quite a bit down.
Okay.
That Damping Sphere is going to be quite annoying.
All right.
He's going to Rexage it. Man, that Pithing Needle on Aether Vial. Chocolate Mountain. Swings in for 2. Yeah, let's draw a card. Let's try and get to that Reclamation Sage. There's a natural order. So he can still, if he can deal enough damage, he can still just get that natural order and kind of just hit for a lot of damage. But shutting down Cradle is huge. Yeah. Both together means Elves is dead until they remove it. Well, Elves is dead until they get a big Craterhoof Behemoth in. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, Kevin's sitting with Gem Palm Incinerator in hand.
He needs to get Goblins in play for that to be worth anything, though.
He's got a Ringleader. He's also got a Siege Gang. And the other one, I couldn't quite tell. Might be a Chain Whirler. Looks like a Chain Whirler.
Ooh.
So, Chain Whirler is going to take out Elvish Visionary.
Yep.
Will provide a 3/3 first strike blocker.
You know what Roger should have done? He should have fetched in response and gotten a Dryad Arbor. So much value.
All the value. I think Roger's just kind of happy that he didn't have a board of like 7 1-drops at the time that happens.
I think that's probably right. And you can't attack with your 2/2 into a 3/3 very well, so
Sure.
that's unfortunate for him. Too bad there's only one creature to kill, yeah. For like the first time ever, I'm actually slightly chilly in this room.
Huh.
Yeah. But it's because the airflow is actually so good
Yeah.
now. Congratulations to all of us for having good airflow.
Yes.
Yes.
Have
That's
to
Goblin
think.
War Chief right there, right?
Yeah, that's Goblin War Chief.
It's pretty decent.
Have to think that's entering the battlefield.
You have bad airflow in your pants. Can we fix it?
That sounds like an HVAC problem. You should probably go to a professional and
Yeah.
get that checked out.
You should probably go to a professional.
Yeah.
You're right. I mean, I know electrical engineers generally deal with some of that stuff, but like,
Yeah.
you just gotta. I mean, you might be able to find some help in your local bar, depending on what it is you're looking for.
Mm.
Depending on the kind of airflow issues you're having. Those sausages are going to Captain Kesey's head.
All right, Gem Palm takes
They
out.
are awesome. I'm glad. Having awesome sausages is the way to go. Well,
Sounds strictly better.
Sounds strictly better.
Yeah.
It's kind of unfortunate because he's just got that glimpse and he's got a lot of one-drop elves. But,
Yeah. I was able to play like 2 1-drop elves in a turn through Damping Sphere.
If he has a land.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the glimpse is the first one. The first one-drop elf costs 2. The second one costs 3.
Ooh.
I mean, he has played his land for the turn? No. So he's contemplating...
So there's a natural order.
I think it is...
That's going to pick up a Rex Sage. Rex
Yep.
Sage is going to blow that.
I'm surprised they didn't tap for mana off the
Yeah, me too.
Elvish Mystic. Sausages. They are sausages. Found a place that makes custom sausages. They have different flavors every month. That's amazing.
That's great.
Having a good butcher is... and/or sausage maker.
So good.
Yeah, is very good.
All right, so Cradle comes down, and Roger's got to feel pretty happy about the way things are. Kevin is a little bit behind on mana.
Yep.
He hasn't been able to find another mana source that really.
You gotta find his Trash Master.
Yeah. He needs to find. Well, Trash Master wouldn't be good enough yet because it's 4 mana. Like,
Oh yeah.
you need to draw land into Trash
Well,
Master.
he's had the double Gem Palm Incinerator, which is pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not drawing mana, that's probably the next best thing.
Now, Elves, I think this is the time where he tries to do a Glimpse turn. Now, his hand's not perfectly set up for it, but it's also not terrible.
Yeah,
Right? I think you just
just figure
kind of
it's probably not getting much better.
interesting that he could start
Maybe
like
Roger disagrees.
that. Yeah, Roger says I'm just going to put a 2/2 down. Now, I think you got to at least try for Glimpse and just kind of rely on your deck.
Green Sun for 2.
I think he's going to be getting an Elvish Visionary.
Yeah.
like that. I guess he just wants the card draw to see if he can get a couple of creatures deeper
Yeah.
before he goes for a Glimpse. Because he's sitting on Glimpse Crater Oath right now, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's see what he draws off the top. What was that? Assuming the pending it'll named Aether Valley. Yes, it named Aether Veil. Or the legal card in the game of Magic the Gathering, which is Aether Vial with an A.
So Green Sun was the draw. He's going to get Symbiote.
I would say Heritage Shield, but I can see the Symbiote.
Symbiote lets you re-buy the
And Protect.
elf.
The Heritage Shield.
Yeah,
Or the Elvish Visionary.
Visionary. Yeah.
Safe assumption.
Safe.
So it allows him to block the Chain Whirler and bounce it, or just to bounce it in response to something.
Yep.
Well, there's a Goblin Pile Driver.
Pile Driver, not so good here.
Not as good as it could be.
Is this Pyrokinesis?
Oh, 3, 4. Yeah, that is old school Pyrokinesis. Now he's bouncing it to those 2 die. Man, Pyrokinesis is a card.
Yeah.
You forget about that, and then you go and play Eternal Masters again, and you're like, Pyrokinesis is a card. I think they have it as uncommon in that sense.
Pyrokinesis clearing the board. Here, now we have a War Chief. Thanks for the cheer, Bryce.
Yeah.
Into Pile Driver, and now Pile Driver's doing some stuff. So +3.
Wow, that's about 10 damage. It is exactly 10 damage. Old school Pyro, more like only accepted version. I have to agree.
So Roger's got to make something happen here. Starting off with the glimpse.
Okay.
Puts a
Draws
Nettle
the
Sentinel.
first one.
Plays
another
an
Nettle
Elsa.
Sentinel. Perfect. Okay. You have to. Yep. There you go.
Cradle for
Cradle
2.
for 2. Get the Elvish Visionary, and that'll allow you to draw 2.
Draw 2.
So he's a crop rotation.
He also has second Cradle in hand.
Yep. So he can play the Cradle, crop rotate, Cradle. That won't be enough to get the Greater Hoof, I don't think.
Not yet. Not yet. We're going to see crop rotation anyway.
Okay. I think I see what he's going to do here. I don't know why he's getting rid of the Cradle there. I mean, you're doing Dryad Arbor, right?
Dryad Arbor won't get you there either, will it?
I don't think it's enough. It's a blocker, though.
It is a
All
block.
facts are fun. Facts 2. Hashtag facts 2. Hey, guys. Hey, Clavian27. Use the AE symbol anyway. I have no idea how to do it on my keyboard. I don't tune in for the magic anymore, just the QC. Hey, Bryce, did you end up going 3-0 in the draft? You Google it and then copy and paste it from somewhere. That's one way to do it. That's the easy way. Now get lost,
Now
lost
get
Bryce.
Such a love-hate relationship between those two. All right, so Cradle and pass his turn. Well, this is set up for next turn, Crater Hoof.
You went 2 and lose to Jeff. I mean, that's a way to end a tournament.
But Roger's going to have to make some blocks here, some pretty bad blocks. And that's a 1 mana overpay on the ringleader.
It is, in fact. He has 1 red mana floating.
Might be relevant.
What, huh? Are we sure about what? Are we sure about what being love hate?
Love-hate? Yeah, Bryce. You love Captain QC and he hates you.
Exactly. Mog Fanatic.
All right, looks like that's enough. So Kevin takes that game. We'll have a third game coming up.
Hey, there we go. Living all of our dreams.
Pretty crazy.
Jeff, I cannot think of the S meme anymore when I see that name. Lost to Mill in draft tonight. Feels bad. Oof. Now you can watch Miracles.
It's a miracle.
It is a Miracles. It's having a hard time against Grixis control.
Yeah,
apparently.
Calvin's been doing some work here.
Yeah.
Snapcaster's going to town.
Is it going to Flavor Town?
No, Value Town.
Value Town, even better.
It's adjacent.
Goblins is 1-1. Goblins is 1-1. Captain QC.
1-1.
So
we're going to go to
Elves and
game
Goblins
three.
are going to game 3. Miracles is down a game against the beauty that is Grixis control right now. I just, for some weird reason, got a hankering to kind of adjust my food chain deck.
Adjust your food chain deck.
You know when you get those hankerings and you're like, I need to do this? Yeah, well, I got that hankering.
All right.
Tell me more, tell me more.
So Vendilion Click's going to get Force of Willed, hard cast force. And the Snapcaster beats continue.
And the Snapcaster beats continue.
Josh is down to 6.
What do we think about Sneak and Show? I think it's excellently positioned right now.
Yeah, I
it's
think
one of the best decks you can be playing.
I think it's pretty good.
Mulligan's Command, rebuying Snapcaster Mage.
Wonderful.
And our Elves Goblins match is off to the races, but I don't know about you guys. I kind of want to see the end of this here first.
That there.
It's going to be click.
Should be. Ooh. You know.
Josh is down to 4. You want Gabos?
Yeah.
All right. Gabos it is.
We'll keep it on the backup match so we can let you guys.
Gabos it
know what's
is.
going on.
All right. Fair enough. So we've got Lackey versus a couple little value 1/1s. Some symbiotes. Give the people what they want. People have been rioting for goblins all day.
Riot
So.
for Gavos.
All right, so Lackey gets blocked. Do a little trade there. And Mog Fanatic going to take out the other 1-drop. And Wasteland going to get rid of that Cradle.
Strong plays. All strong plays.
Roger has the backup Cradle, so he says, yeah, okay. There's Port coming down on Kevin's side. Who has some Eurekas? You need a few?
Only got 12, none to spare. Hooray for goblins! Wasteland getting the Gaia's Cradle. That's a strong play. That's how we drew it up.
Yeah, Cradle getting ported. That's a big thing too.
Yeah.
Goblins not with a clock on the board yet. Looks like this is going to be a matron. Let's see what Kevin fetches up. If you show up with Russian Eurekas, will anyone question that?
I don't know what you're talking
That
about.
depends, Bryce. That depends.
I do not know what you are talking about.
Only if you say what Eurekas.
I don't know about this meddling. Curry's you. Oh man. With the living ends. I own living ends.
Living End.
And I have a Chaos Shwelger.
Living End sounds nothing like anything you want to be doing.
And Food Chain?
Yeah.
I definitely want to be exiling my things. What? Oh, Roger's out of cards in hand, right? Ow. Sorry.
Roger?
Oh no, he's got 3.
Roger's got cards.
For some reason, it looked like he didn't have anything in hand.
No.
They've kind of been going on this back and forth. Now, Kevin's just got the matron, right? Now he's ring
He's
leadering.
ring leadering, which
Okay,
is where he got
1.
off the matron.
And now 0, 2, and
Chain
2.
Whirler.
Okay. Chain Whirler's pretty good, I've heard.
Yeah. Chain Whirler, Lackey's kind of whatever here, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't cast the Chain Whirler quite yet. He only has 2 red sources.
he does have a handful of Gabos, so.
Yeah.
The Pickle Rick playmat.
I mean, I've been appreciating it this whole time, but yeah, certainly, once again, worth
I'm a big fan of Kevin's playmat. I always love that playmat.
the wave.
Yeah.
I kind of want to get a Scream playmat. where it's just the long way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I could probably actually get it printed up. In fact, I could also do some of my... There's a lot of things that I could do.
Oh, and Calvin's got that awesome Eldrazi like stained glass playmat.
Yeah.
Really sick.
That one's sweet. I can make a triptych with some of the designs that I have from this company that I'm wearing.
Sweet.
From that brand. There's a lot of things that I could do. I've just got to decide what to do with all my wonderful experiences.
Life's hard. You gotta play Magic.
Life's hard when you gotta play Magic. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
All right, Cradle adds 4.
Three. You can make 3 more.
6.
Yep. Pay 1. Live the dream.
Pay 1. Down to 5. Draws.
Get
Pay
3
3.
more. That's hard when you have to get up in 4 hours to play Magic. You're right.
So hard. So hard.
Your buddy has that minute, sweet.
I mean, you don't have to get up in 4 hours if you just never go to sleep. So
I guess.
there's always an option.
I mean, maybe. Are you going to STG Worcester, or are you somewhere else, Clabian? Because if it's STG Worcester, thank you for staying up late and watching this.
Yeah.
But also, good luck there. But also, yeah, we need Roger to fizzle and Kevin to top deck a mountain. You're going to Worcester. You're the Legacy player for Worcester, or are you just watching because you enjoy Legacy?
Looks like Calvin got there.
Yeah. I don't know. Josh is shuffling his cards, but he always does that when he loses. Side events, okay. Why do you have to get up at... I guess if you're driving in a car with friends, then that makes sense. Heading up the seaboard, or heading over from New York or New Jersey or whatever, is a little bit of a drive. Just a little bit. Also, designated card haver. That's an interesting position. That's kind of where I am most of the time. Kyra and I tend to do that a lot, where people are like,
sure.
hey, I need to get like XYZ cards, or I need to borrow a deck. And generally happens when we're involved. 11 mana.
No, just 9.
Okay. Well, 9 mana happens to be enough for... He could have just gotten the... whatever it's called. The
Craterhoof.
Craterhoof Behemoth.
Could have.
What creatures have been in play? I'm pretty sure the Sentinels were in play at the beginning of this turn, right? Or no? I don't know what was in play at the beginning of this turn. I'm lost already.
Not sure.
Shaman
Shaman's
Pact.
Pact.
Okay. He made 1 black mana off of his... This 1, 3, 4...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9?
Take 9. Okay.
10. 10 creatures, I think.
Yeah, but it's only elves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's 9.
All right.
Oh, and a
And
Craterhoof Behemoth.
Okay. Things are making more sense. Okay.
Cost 8, so
It's
you have
like
2
that's
left.
going to be a Craterhoof amount.
Oh, he gets to draw a card too.
Oh, yeah.
Just in case he gets another Shaman in the back. I'm pretty sure that's game.
And Craterhoof for a lot.
+10/+10.
And
Oh, okay, yeah. Yep,
Sentinel for a lot.
That's like 27 damage or whatever. Like, I hope you have 20 toughness worth of creatures.
Is there red fog?
Don't think there is.
I don't think so.
I think that's it. Elves gets it. Obviously, Elves is better than Goblins, and it looks like Josh did
Wow.
lose his, so Calvin is our 4-0 player of the night.
All right. Well,
Calvin always has it.
that's 4 rounds of Legacy in the bag.
Yeah.
We
did.
saw a bunch of cool decks on stream today,
We absolutely did.
and
We even got the classic Elves versus Goblins matchup
yeah,
from like Onslaught Extended.
really cool. So, with that in mind, we're going to wrap it up here. And if you guys enjoyed the stream, if you aren't following, you can follow us. We go live twice a week with Legacy action.
HC Fox shows up. Okay, now you're clear to start Legacy.
Okay, Fox.
Yes, we will start
Fox.
backwards from round 4 and by ending the stream.
Fox is so early for Tuesday's Legacy. He's here right
you're
now.
You are on time. We can now start Tuesday Legacy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Tuesday will be our next Legacy tournament. I'd love to see you guys all show up and keep giving us the support and love. And we'll see you next time.
Calvin did. So Calvin won. So Grixis Control beat Miracles, and then Elves beat Goblins in that one. Just stifle your end of stream trigger. You gotta go on. You're all welcome. Make sure, follow us, subscribe to us. Once we can start getting very consistent on our stream attendance, once we're over 75, we'll be a partner and we'll be able to bring even more content to you guys. So as the summer's wrapping up, once we get into August, September, we're definitely going to be upping our content. Kyra is going to have a little bit more time to do content with me, and I'm going to be streaming with a lot more people as we go. So be prepared for that. Thanks for joining us, and Hail Heroes.
Hail Heroes.